Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking from up front here. Y'all just sit on back and relax.
You can be my wingman anytime.
There's someone on the wing. Something.
We're winging it, Jerry.
Wing it?
Wing it. We can't all just wing it.
You gotta have a wingman.
Welcome to the Wingmen, a podcast with James Clemens, Jets Sports, squarely in the crosshairs, with your hosts Captain Kirk Pierce, Coach Johnny Lone Star Johnson, and Coach Brad Homebrew Kimbrew.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
Hold on to your butts.
Don't go away. The Wingmen will be right back.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by two LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
If you're looking to make your business stand out, save yourself some time and make Apparel Lab in Madison your first call. Apparel Lab will help you grow your brand with custom t-shirts and hoodies using their unique direct-to-garment printing. Laser engraving can put your design on mugs and tumblers. Plus, they can help with custom-designed hats, stickers, banners, signs, decals, and much more. Apparel Lab. Call 344-4656 or visit them online at apparellab.inc and on Facebook and Instagram. Located in the Madison Mall Shopping Center on Old Madison Pike. Apparel Lab.
Are pests invading your home or business? Mosquitoes embedded on your property? Maybe excessive crawl space moisture has attracted unwanted visitors. Then call RedHawk Pest Control, offering residential and commercial pest control, mosquito and brown recluse management, stinging insect control, foundation vents, and many other services to North Alabama and Southern Tennessee. RedHawk aims to be more than just a service provider. They want to build a long-term relationship with each customer. Call RedHawk Pest Control at 256-975-8817. Visit them on Facebook or online at redhawkpestcontrol.com.
Remember the days when you had that one mechanic you could count on time after time? At Madison Automotive, they believe that the key is building lasting relationships with their customers. Their experienced and certified technicians are passionate about providing high-quality services with honest communication and attention to detail. From routine maintenance to major repairs, Madison Automotive uses top-quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your car receives the best care possible. Located at 9075 Madison Boulevard, call 256-772-0760. Madison Automotive.
Whether you're an experienced golfer or a total beginner, Madison Golf Center has the largest, most up-to-date practice range in North Alabama, including a complete teaching center with the best and most experienced instructional staff available at your convenience. Madison Golf Center features the most complete driving range facility around, with a large grass tee area allowing for 100 hitting stations a day with a 14-day rotation. Open every day year-round and located at 401 Lime Quarry Road, between Wall Trina and Hughes Road. Madison Golf Center.
You can't spell Wingman without the letters W-I-N, and the Wingmen podcast has plenty of ways to win. How about a bucket and a bite from Madison Golf Center? Go to jcwingmen.net and enter your name. Then we'll pick from the online entries and give away a gift card good for a bucket of balls and lunch at the grill. Bucket and a bite from Madison Golf Center and the Wingmen podcast.
You're flying with the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
What's up, Jet Nation? It's time for the Wingmen Podcast, episode number 15. Bringing it to you live from Walk-On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison. This is your one-stop shop for all things James Clemens Jets, where we get to deep dive into the world of athletics of our favorite high school. How about that? Go Jets.
How about that?
We break down the games, analyze plays, interview the players and coaches who make it all happen. We also tend to have a little bit of fun while we're here. So buckle up, Jets fans. It's time to take flight. Good evening, everyone. I am the captain of this ship, Captain Kirk. How about that? Also next to me, as always, well, not always, but you're here.
Sometimes.
And it's so good to see you. I forgot what you look like.
Hey, that's why my soundbite's so appropriate. Go ahead.
I mean, it really is.
I've been looking for you, Lone Star.
Head coach of James Clemens Baseball, Johnny Johnson, Lone Star. Also, our head coach of softball, James Clemens Softball, Brad Homebrew Kimbrew.
Homebrew sneaks up on you.
Producer extraordinaire, Mr. Tim Oz Lambert.
I am Oz,
And you know,
great and powerful.
and he took a break tonight. I don't see Stretch here. Sometimes Stretch just shows up and we don't even know.
Well, kind of like last night at the basketball game.
He just showed up.
Yeah.
He just shows up.
Sorry about that.
So Stone Cold Carson, Stone Cold Stretch Austin. I like that. I got to hear it. Stretch! Every time. And that's honestly, of all the cool things we've done for the podcast, Tim, I'm not going to lie, that's my favorite. That's my favorite. So, welcome again to the Wingmen podcast. This is episode 15. Johnny, Brad.
Hard to believe.
Are y'all tired yet?
Well, we took a couple weeks off. You haven't. I think you've taken one off.
I think I took one podcast off.
I think we took the same week off and let Brad solo.
I think it happened. It feels like it happened twice.
Well, it didn't happen with me twice.
No, it feels like.
It's been a
no,
long.
that's right. That's right. Clay came in and. Clay
was in
Clay one time, and then Flanagan the other.
Yeah.
Flanagan and me.
You did get 2 weeks off.
I didn't get 2 weeks off. I was here when Clay was.
You know, I don't know if you guys know this, but the halftime a couple weeks ago, where Flanagan and Miller came up to do the halftime.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Team Milligan. Team Milligan came up, and so during the show, Flanagan continues to talk about her broadcasting expertise, how good it's gone, and it has. And she started just in her mind kind of articulating her thoughts, and it became like she's created this new show. Or first she
keeps talking about?
She became part of the show permanently, and then she came up with a new show, and she's throwing out names, you know, it didn't sound good. Next name didn't sound good. Next name didn't sound good. And all of a sudden she has an epiphany, and she goes, the Wingmen and Jen.
Yeah, I heard her say that.
And turns to Tim, and Tim's giving her the all. You know, she's like, "That's a yes." He's nodding yes. That's a yes.
She's convinced that Tim is working on artwork.
Yes.
Does she not know the logo is? I mean, it's trademarked.
Oh, she's gonna get it changed for you.
Change it.
She
The
thinks
Jet's going to have blonde hair on it.
She thinks that come New Year, it's the Wingmen and Jen.
Wingmen and Jen.
She's permanent.
Yeah, she was pretty convinced that there was artwork being worked on for approval.
Well, you know,
kind of like she was convinced she was doing a sideline report, huh?
Yeah,
that's
like,
exactly right. Very, very much like that.
Maybe one of the best pranks of all time.
It was great. It was great.
You're welcome, America.
Well, what we want to do is kind of go ahead. I think what we want to do now that we have a full slate of guests tonight.
We do, and they're here.
And they're here, which sometimes we're waiting, and it's awesome. We've got all of our guests here tonight, and we actually already have 2 of them mic'd up and ready to go. And
ready to rock.
Yeah, so we refer to this as, what do we call this? This is the cockpit, right?
Yeah.
And then that's the jump seat,
there you go.
right? So you guys are in the jump seat.
In the jump seat.
Yeah, so we're gonna pot up your mics. We want to introduce to you the coach for James Clemens track and cross country, Coach Drew Bell. Coach, did I miss something out?
How are y'all doing? I'm ready to jump.
Cross country, indoor track, outdoor track.
Yeah, cross country, indoor track, outdoor track, middle school, junior high.
Yeah,
junior
covered it
varsity,
all, right?
Varsity.
So he's the only head coach that coaches all 3 seasons then.
Do you ever stop?
Yeah,
I like it on some occasions, you know, because
payday.
Yeah, incentive pays good. I'm being real.
Yeah,
there you go.
You win, you get money, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, who'd you bring with you?
We've got Kylie Gero, and she is awesome. She holds a school record in the 5K, 18:26, and mile 5:21, and in the 2 mile 11:40. Not that I'm going to remember numbers, but she's also just signed with UAB. We're really excited. She's going to get to do what she loves to do at the next level, and she's been such a good mentor to these young kids. That's what I think. She mentioned that in the banquet the other night. She's enjoyed that more than anything she's done.
That's awesome.
It's helping the young new ones love what she loves. And that's why I do what I do. So
yeah. Well, Kylie, so congratulations on going to UAB.
So much, yeah.
Congratulations on a stellar high school career, I hear.
Yeah, it's been something.
Has it?
Yeah.
So when do you start training? So like when is it for you? Are you year round when you're
never stop?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Do you feel older now? Does your body ache?
Oh yes.
Because ours aches just thinking about running.
No, thinking about a sub 6 minute mile.
Oh.
I mean, I can't breathe sitting right here.
So that's your PR is the sub 6, right? What?
Yeah, 5:21.
5:21.
That's crazy.
I can't even.
No,
I don't know if I can do it in my truck. My transmission may go out.
So that's awesome. So if you knew you wanted to stay in state going to school, or is this just it was an opportunity you've just felt like you couldn't pass up?
Well, I love Alabama, so I really wanted to stay close to home.
Sure.
I mean, want to be around my family, but I did have some out-of-state options, and I did look into those, but UAB is it was just perfect for me. Had my major, had everything that I was looking for, so a mix of both, I guess.
Sure.
What are you going to study?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, I want to go into biomedical sciences for my undergrad. And I'm hoping to minor in political sciences and then go to law school to be a medical lawyer.
I didn't know. I didn't know what that first major was that she mentioned. I have no clue. And then she throws out political science. I'm like, that's all right.
That's more your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
So have you done like the health science stuff at school?
Yes, I'm in the internship. I have it next semester.
And that's a big deal, and a lot of people don't know about that at JC. Yeah. That whole health sciences department at JC does such a good job preparing these kids for going into medical school, whether it's nursing or whatever they're going to do. And a lot of them get like pre-approved to go to nursing school and stuff like that just by going through that program. Sure. And then they get to do internships. Like I'll never forget when I first got to JC, walking down the hallway late at night.
Those mannequins are scary.
And there's like mannequins in beds, like where they get to practice doing their health science stuff. And like, oh God, it scared me a little bit.
I do.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
So, Coach Bell, I was at a couple of different cross country meets this year. My son runs at another school, and I'm going to just point out, I knew who you were. I watched, but you were focused on. You run just about as much as these students do during a cross country meet. I don't know if you know that.
What are you like chasing them, trying to get their times up, or what?
I just want to be at every half mile.
See, every half mile.
So you're there when they pass, then you pass everybody to the next half mile, and then cheer them on again?
Calling out times as they come by.
He is.
Is that how that works?
Something like that.
That's exactly what he does. I mean,
and that's impressive.
So I looked and I saw him run right by, and I went, "Hey, that's JC's coach." And he's running right by. And my wife goes, "Who?" And I said, "That's JC's coach. That's James Clemens' coach." And she goes, "How do you know?" I've talked to him a couple of half times before. And she said, "Well, how did you see him?" Because he flew right by. I was like, "I just know. Trust me." He's yelling, and of course, then a couple of JC runners came running by, and he's yelling at him again. And
so you like
he's
pacing them? Or just encouragement?
Encouragement and telling them who they need to beat, they need to catch, where they are.
Yeah, I heard him do that too.
It's good coach.
Is there many other coaches that do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Are there? I don't know.
Not like you.
Are there?
Not like you. No, that's
not like you.
You know it's Coach Bell because he has this one yell he does, and I'm not even going to try to imitate it because I think everyone would be scared. But you'll hear him, and I know he's there, and it's great. He is all over the course all the time. Yeah.
I'm going to miss you.
And I'm going to start crying, but
Can you beat him?
Can I beat him?
Yes, right now.
Yes. But I didn't used to.
This used to be my training partner.
We were trained together.
We were exactly the same.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Dang.
So you mentioned you love Alabama. Are you from here, born and raised Madison?
Yes. I've actually never moved houses in my life.
That's impressive. In Madison, that's something weird. I'm not that you're weird. I'm just saying, but like, there's so many people that move in and out of this community. Yeah. There's a lot of kids that move in and out of this community. So for you to be born and raised Madison and have the success, that's awesome.
It's very unusual.
And we talked just a couple of weeks ago where we're just now getting to the kids that started Madison City Schools in kindergarten and look toward becoming a Jet.
Yeah, this is the first crew that's
you're one of those first kids. Yep. You're one of the first kids that started kindergarten and I'm going to be a Jet and went through Madison City Schools that way.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool.
And pretty accomplished Jet at that.
Yeah. It's another accolade for James Clemens athletics overall. I mean, just the scholarships and the schools and you've got all these different players going to different locations, going in the next level. And that's, all the way across the board. And that's awesome.
And it's funny that we did just have that conversation a week ago about, talking about building tradition.
Yeah.
Which you've done because you've been here how long now?
since we opened.
Yeah, so he's
You're 13
years.
Third person in the building.
Yeah, so and one of very few that can say
The
that.
principal was a band director, and then me.
And regardless of what he tells you, he's going to be the third last leaving.
Yeah, he says he's going to retire every year. He's been telling me he's going to retire. I've been here 7 years. He's retired every year.
They don't know.
When they turn the lights off, he'll still be in there.
So you expect him to be down at UAB running you and pacing you?
I'm going to have free time.
Yeah, I think so.
He's going to hear that yell.
I hear that yell in my dreams.
That's awesome.
Yeah, see, he was. You got to pass the East guy. That's what he was saying. To
Was that your son?
Yeah.
Passed him on the first lap?
Oh, they passed him like within the first few steps.
At the pistol.
He's a first-year cross country guy, though.
Yeah, he was just doing it to stay in shape. I mean, that's what he was doing. But no, that's good though. Well, that's awesome going to UAB and studying all of that and going into. I don't need. I can't
You
even
can't spit all that back out.
Spit out all back out.
Now, how did you and Luke? How did that help y'all? You and Luke being on the same squad and training together. I mean, you guys, I'm sure, pushed each other, right?
Well, Luke's quite a bit ahead of me.
Right. But we're talking about two different gender sports.
Yes.
Okay. But being on the same squad, how did it help you having somebody like that who's just as driven and ambitious and hardworking as you?
Sure. Well, if Luke could have been here tonight, he would have told you about all of the very strict things in his life he does.
Very disciplined.
He has a bedtime.
Goes to bed at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock every
That's why
night.
he couldn't come tonight. No,
Yeah.
No, he's actually breaking that to study.
there you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
National Merit semifinalist.
Oh, wow.
Luke.
And yep, he's in all at like really high GPA AP classes. And I think just like seeing him and all of the things he implemented into his life, he has a strict diet he goes by, and I tried to implement that as well. I also have been through some health stuff, so I had to do that, but it helped me to see that I wasn't the only one kind of going to the extreme. There's a lot of people on cross country who, like you said, just do it to stay in shape for other sports, which is great and it's fine, but then you have me who I was trying to go to the next level. Absolutely. And it's like we've talked about recruitment and how that goes and stuff like that, so it's definitely helped me to have someone who's also trying to run collegiately, and just some of the things we've implemented, and yeah.
It makes sense not having necessarily somebody to push you physically, but somebody to look at what they're doing and maybe even bounce ideas off of, or get ideas and
sleep habits.
Yeah.
Well, it's different at the high school
habits.
level because you are surrounded by so many different kids with different goals or aspirations. Like there's plenty of kids on our teams even that are going to be happy playing with JC and never play again. Yeah. But there's also a handful of kids on each team that are like, I want to go to the next level. Yeah. What does it take? And those kids always work a little bit different. They have a different plan. They're up there after hours doing things and to be surrounded by some others that have that same goal obviously helps that group.
Well, you've helped each other create that mindset where you will be successful.
Right.
And I guess reaffirm each other.
Yeah,
because
am I doing the right things?
In those high school years, it gets tough when you're trying to be super disciplined about everything that you do. It's nice to have somebody look over there and see somebody else doing the same.
Well, I remember coaching kids that were high achievers that are kind of outliers, and they kind of. And I'm not saying y'all are because I'm not around them every day, Coach Bell.
You already called her unusual and strange, weird. I think is what you said.
Hey, we're in an outlier.
Yep, that sounds about right.
But let's be honest, the ones that want to be high achievers and do something at a different level really are a little different.
They are.
I mean, they
their
think
mindset's different.
Winners aren't normal.
That's if you want to be normal. Yeah, we talk about that all the time. If you want to just do it like everybody else, you're probably not going to be very good.
No.
Yeah,
and so having a couple of people around you helps kind of not be on an island so much.
And so you've been that for the younger group, I understand, right?
I've been trying to.
Okay, and what ways do you help those younger kids along?
So it's difficult in cross and in track as well, because there's such a wide gap between what I run and what they run, like pace-wise. So most of the times, beginning of the season, I always try and just show them the courses, show them the routes. It's very hard when you go to practice every day and you're trying to run the same thing over and over and over. It's very monotonous, but just showing them, hey, you do it this way. This is how this workout's run. This is how this. And they catch on really quick. And especially the ones that like really want to be there and really positive about it. Like they're great. And they really just need someone to guide them at first. And then on my easy days, I try and run with them sometimes. But again, there's some that, I have to train too. So it's difficult in that way. But I think one of the biggest things is just being positive. In this sport, it can tear you down. It's one of the most difficult, yet one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. But up at 5 a.m. every morning in the pitch dark, running Palmer Park every morning, and it can be really difficult. And I think they just need a really positive person, and that's really hard for me sometimes, because sometimes I'm not positive in the mornings.
I know that feeling.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
but for you
either.
Yeah,
Coach, with kids like this, you don't have to do much coaching.
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. I mean,
no wonder he won't retire. He's got a great setup. He don't have to.
But I mean, you've got these leaders from your seniors on both the boys and the girls that have stepped in for you and help you a lot with these younger ones.
That's true. I mean, everybody has an influence on everybody.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And, there is a system. There's where we wanted to be. There's a standard, and we are there. And it's going to be hard seeing some of these people go.
But you have two athletes that are going Division I.
Yeah.
I mean, UAB and
Michigan. Yeah, big time.
That's big. That's big time.
Yeah.
And so, as far as what you've done in 13 years, building this program up, that's a testament to you as a coach and these athletes that you're training. So, congratulations to you.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
We've all helped each other. I mean, that really is my training partner.
Yeah.
I owe probably 11 All-American performances myself to her.
That's awesome.
She's beating me like a drum now, though. I was going to start today. The shoes are in the car. It's the first time in 14 weeks because I got so broke down. We won't talk about that. But he had to text me at 11 o'clock, and you kept me from running today.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You stopped me from getting another one.
You're welcome.
I just stuck with playing Miss Pac-Man. Way to go.
Yes. Yeah. So let's talk about that for a second.
Come on. Here we go.
So let's talk about that. So
besides running, what do you enjoy doing?
What do you enjoy doing, Coach?
When an avid runner, back up, avid runner would be an understatement for Coach Bell.
Sure.
Right. He's a guy who runs constantly.
Yeah.
All-Americans, national championships.
I want the listeners to understand. He doesn't run for leisure.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he really is training.
Yeah.
But, so you do what on the side?
Well, after the Pan American Championship, which
he won.
I had a good race. I did win. I beat the two-time defending world champion.
You're a world champion. Let's go ahead and put that out there, right?
Maybe. About 14 seconds, but whatever.
He's not good with numbers. Not good with numbers.
He's like Rain Man.
14 seconds might
I
as well
got
be
so
30
broke
minutes.
down and sick because I messed my immune system up doing what I do, along with this other stuff, that it was time to go back to Miss Pac-Man. Because that's the way I can still be competitive.
This guy not only has, 3 Pac-Man units?
Yeah, 3 Miss Pac-Man units upstairs.
Oh, it's all Miss Pac-Man?
Yeah, they're Miss Pac-Man machines. I got the original, I got the 1981 Galaga Miss Pac-Man, and the 40th anniversary. Yeah.
And he's got a suit.
And a suit.
Tell him about your suit.
Oh, the suit.
The suit is so cool. But they also send me shirts. I have one that they made for cross country. It says, "Run like ghosts are chasing you." That's it. Seat covers to the Camaro. All these little cool stuff.
I have in your Camaro. You've got seat covers with Pac-Man on.
Yes,
Miss Pac-Man.
Who does
Miss Pac-Man?
Miss Pac-Man.
So why Miss Pac-Man over Pac-Man?
Because Pac-Man is a pattern game that I could easily just
Yes, it
is. And whatever. Miss Pac-Man was out of its time. The guy that created it, it's random. You never know what you're getting. Every machine plays different.
No kidding.
I'm frustrated with this machine right now. I'm not even breaking 400,000, and I'm usually 500 or 600, but I'll learn it. It'll work out.
Now, he showed us a picture a while ago. You were like 700,000.
753.
How many hours did that take?
Over 5 hours.
How many runs could you have gotten in 5 hours?
It's hard when you need to go to the restroom. We won't. You got a couple of strategies there, and I'm not going to wear it to pins.
Go in a little bit dehydrated.
Yeah. It's my own house,
or a bottle.
See, I when I did Pac-Man, Back when Pac-Man came out, I mean, I was able to get to the second banana.
I've been playing that game.
That was good. But
I've been playing that game 40 years.
Yeah.
That's the only game I play.
Were you one of the ones that would go into the arcade and you had your stack of quarters and you just kept putting them up at the top, next game, and then let everybody know you're not going to be on here for a while?
2 quarters. You only can play 2 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's going to be like 5 hours. I'm done. Everybody else is pissed and they're not going to play.
Now, Kylie, do you play Pac-Man?
Oh, no.
So you've never played Miss Pac-Man or Pac-Man?
No. I've actually never seen him play, but I know all about it because if we're not talking about racing stats, we're talking about Miss Pac-Man stats.
Yeah.
Have you heard his ringtone? It's the Pac-Man noises. Like everything.
He's a different thinker, man.
Are you able to take Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man and apply it into training these students? How do you do this?
It's just like racing.
Yeah.
I mean, you are literally, you're trying to visualize 2 screens ahead or you're 20 seconds ahead. Same in a race when it's so crowded on some of these courses, especially like indoor track. You've got to already know what's going to happen before it happens.
Yeah, you just mentioned indoor track. I mean, you just finished cross country. You guys just did state.
We had a big break, didn't we? Have a huge break.
Yeah.
One day off on Monday, and we're in the road.
So that's a good. But y'all finished state like what? Last week or 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. So for you guys, I mean, as soon as you're done, you're ready. You're going right into indoor.
2 days later, we're in. They usually will take a week or 2 off, our top distance people, but everybody else, we're full-fledged on. Been sorting kids. We're doing really well. Got it right at 100, and I know if the meet was tomorrow, I kind of know already where everybody belongs. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Especially with that many kids.
Yeah.
How many kids?
We're right at 100 right now. Usually 100 indoor. Outdoor will be 125, 150. The highest we ever had, we had 218 one year.
I know he's got so many that he has to use a bullhorn, a megahorn at practice.
They all hear that.
So, yeah, we're on the practice field, and I got one coach in particular, it just drives him insane. He can't stand to hear that megahorn go.
Oh, really?
But at the same time, I've often thought.
Only a little longer.
I've often thought, I wonder how many times he's mad at me because we got those speakers blaring during practice. And I thought, man, that's kind of inconsiderate, I guess.
It's not that. It's every time y'all play the national anthem, I got kids mid-flight and hurdles. They'll stop and start singing.
I love for them. Good for them. Yeah.
Good for them.
I appreciate that.
I can't get on them.
No, absolutely.
I appreciate that. I'm sorry. I'll get with you. We'll start timing that up better.
We need a little bit more thunderstruck is what I'm thinking. Y'all got your walk-in things. Where's my thunderstruck?
We can work on that.
We can get that done. So, Kylie, what do you do in indoor? What is your focus?
I'm usually 1600, 3200. The longest distance in high school is the 32.
Yeah.
But in college, I'll be running that 10K, and I'm very excited for it.
Wow.
10K on the track.
Oh, it's on the track.
On the track.
6.2 miles. If you're talking outdoor, that's worse than a marathon. That's 25 laps, guys, on a track. I would rather run 26 miles through a city. It changes. My coach, I used to make stand in front of the lap counter because I couldn't take it up here when there's 2 laps.
Because you just run it around in a circle.
When 2 laps left, he'd shake his hat, and that's the bell go win. And that's what I do.
So have you run that before, or you're just excited about trying it?
Just trying it. I mean, I've run 10Ks, like road races, but they don't run it in high school.
You're 10 and 12 milers out at Mooresville.
Mm-hmm.
She's ready.
So what's your favorite race? Right now, if you could choose whether it's cross country or on the track, like what is the one that you really love doing?
5K. Cross country. That's my favorite.
Cross country.
Mm-hmm.
So is that what you're doing at UAB? Or are you doing multiple stuff?
Both.
They'll end up going longer in conference and in championships. They move to the 8K.
Mm-hmm. So
in cross country?
Yes.
8K.
That's 6K and then 8K.
Mm-hmm. So for high school, it's just 5Ks for boys and girls. But then when you get into college, you'll start with a few 5Ks at the beginning of the season, and then when you get into conference and things like that, it goes up to a 6K. And then regionals and like NCAA championships, those can get into 6Ks and 8Ks, depending on where you are in the country. And boys will get up to 8K to 10K.
Okay.
So is now this is where I don't know, and I'm just going to ask the question with like high school. You got different invitationals all across North Alabama, and go a little bit further to the middle of the state. How does it work in college? So it's an invitational, and everybody travels to one particular state. I mean, how does that work?
So, like for conference, like the Sun Belt Conference, they have just a meet, and it's always in the same place. And like UAB, they go up to Kansas for cross country, so that sounds fun. I've never been to Kansas. I'm excited.
It's pretty flat.
It'll be good.
Yeah.
And then regionals is down in Florida, and so that's just like the southeast region. We'll all go to Florida, and then like NCAA championships, they mix that up of where it is around the country, and then whoever qualifies for that will go. But it's a qualification thing. So up until conference, you'll go to different invitationals, and your coach picks those, just like what races he likes, who he thinks holds meets better, stuff like that. But then conference, region, championships, those are all in certain places.
So you're looking forward to the travel?
Oh, yes.
Well, I think it would be neat, too. Like, you go to Kansas and run it, and all of a sudden in Florida, and the air's thicker, so the conditions are going to be different. Like, depending on where those races are.
You could go to Michigan, where Luke's going to thrive.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going to be like 20 degrees and snowing and raining.
No, thank you.
Some of that winter snow off the lake.
Ooh.
You get that lake snow.
But another thing about college, high school meets, you're running 8 to 10 regular season meets, and then you have, your postseason. In college, they don't run that many. It's usually around 4 or 5,
Oh, yeah.
Because they focus more, which that's the model that I love the most.
Yeah.
They focus more on training for peak performance.
Yeah. That's cool. So that's exciting. I mean, to be able to go, and I know some of the students that I've talked about going to the next level, they do get excited about the different level, obviously the level of competition, but also going to these different locations that they've never been before and challenging themselves in that regard. Because ultimately, I know you're competing against others, but for you also, there's a mindset of personal goals, personal records, personal times that you want to achieve no matter what. So in these different locations give you that opportunity.
For sure. And I mean, that's one of the things I love the most about cross country and track is that, yes, you're racing other people, but I mean, every time you go out there, you're racing yourself. You're racing the time that you ran the last time. This sport is just, this is how I be better. And it's in your time. It's so it's just laid out there. Like, okay, if I beat this, then I'm better than I was last week.
Yeah.
It's not like, I know there's stats in other sports, but it's just so concrete of what you can look at and just really see your progress and really see your improvement throughout the years. And it's just really cool. And there's a whole bunch of other stats too, but it really just comes down to your PR. Like, I PR'd. That's like the biggest thing you can tell people. Like, I PR'd by 0.012 seconds, but like I did it, and it's such a huge celebration thing.
Absolutely.
But it's funny because even in our sports, we talk all the time about being a better version of you tomorrow than you were today. Like, fighting that, and it's hard in our sport, like you said, because you've got batting average. Well, did that guy play me right where I hit a line drive? Well, I did my job. I hit it, but my stat went down, right? Like, so it would be cool to be able to track it, because we all preach that, right?
Yes.
Just be better than you were yesterday.
Right.
Yes.
And then we'll all be better together if we all think that way. But track is really that way. Or cross country. I mean, it's...
No, it is.
Did I get better today by 0.01?
Yep.
Inches
That's better.
and seconds.
Yep.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So indoor tracks coming up. So when is your first meet?
We will have varsity first meet December 7th.
Okay, just a few weeks.
Yeah, some of our cross-country kids will not be in that meet because there's these postseason national championships. You're running in the running lane national championship.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Luke runs in the postseason Nike Nationals, regional, Southeast Regionals, 9 Southern states. That's November 23rd. And then his nationals is December 7th. You got to be in the top 5 out of the 9 regions, which he will be. And, because, I mean, Luke was 5 seconds from the national leader. So Luke's going to be in this thing.
Well,
so where is your nationals?
Oh, you mean like
lane.
running lane?
Oh, running lane.
Oh,
yeah.
running lane. It's just at John Hunt in Huntsville.
Oh, it's
okay.
local. Okay, local.
Running lane is really cool.
But they really bring in some great.
Because they have there's so many races that they do. They have like an open, so like anyone in the community can just come run, and it's like an open community race. And then they have like the blue division, the gold division, the platinum division, and then you have like the gold division at the very end, where it's like people from all over the states who come down because
there's 2 teams from Colorado rolling in that are unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, we're really fortunate to have John Hunt here because the fastest times in the nation have been run at John Hunt Park. It's a really
so
fast
everybody wants to come here and get their PRs.
Exactly.
I mean, it was laid out strategically. It has hills and all, but it was laid out like the first half mile was perfectly straight, then drops down. It was laid out where you want. People think PRs are set on totally flat courses, and they're not. You have to have little rollers.
Sure.
But this is laid out perfectly. When you come up that 2 mile to the top, and then that last, is totally down. I mean, it's an unbelievable course. The national record was set by Boy here, and the national record was set by Gero here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did you see what he was doing? He closed his eyes.
He visualized
it.
I know.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
I love it. As a coach, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to
visualize. We talk about visualization all the time. I love it.
That's perfect. Well, Coach Bell, Kylie, congratulations on your success. Thank you, Coach, for being here tonight, and best of luck on the indoor and in
your retirement set number 7.
I still got time. Boys, I still got time for one game of Miss Pac-Man.
Oh, look at you. We'll get you out of here, man. See, 5 hours of Pac-Man, or Miss Pac-Man, excuse me. See, you messed it up. Well, Coach Bell, again, thank you. Kylie, thank you. Congratulations. Thanks for being on the podcast. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have more of the Wingmen podcast right here on PAS+.
Go to your Amazon Echo device and say, Alexa, open PAS Plus, and hear the Wingmen along with coverage of James Clemens football in crystal clear quality all season long. The Wingmen will be back after this.
Local sports are brought to you in part by Limestone County Commission Chairman Colin Daly. Visit the County Commission page at limestonecounty-al.gov to keep up with what's going on in the county and find out what ranks us in the top 5% in the state. You can also call Colin at 256-233-6400 or on his cell phone at 256-800-4544.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by 2 LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
Remember the days when you had that one mechanic you could count on time after time? At Madison Automotive, they believe that the key is building lasting relationships with their customers. Their experienced and certified technicians are passionate about providing high-quality services with honest communication and attention to detail. From routine maintenance to major repairs, Madison Automotive uses top-quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your car receives the best care possible. Located at 9075 Madison Boulevard, call 256-772-0760. Madison Automotive.
PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens sports, and Applebee's tailgate talk via PAS+. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
The Wingmen podcast is back now on PAS Plus.
Welcome back to the Wingmen podcast right here on PAS Plus as we are broadcasting live from Walk-On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison. You can follow the JC Wingmen on Threads, Instagram, and X, and look for the Wingmen on Facebook. We'll keep you updated on scores via score stream throughout the week. All you got to do is follow us on jcwingmen.net or any of the social medias, if you will, and check us out. And
speaking of scores, I got one.
I'm ready.
Our good friend Kevin Pecor.
Oh, yeah.
Wrestling tonight.
Just text me 51-30. James Clemens.
Hey, Florence.
First time starting off the season with a win.
How about that?
I know.
Good for them.
Good for them.
Well, so
I hate we didn't get to do it on the baseball.
Yeah, so,
do, man.
so
I'm
last
so
week we had Coach Pecor on, and we had talked about doing it on the baseball field. But
we're going to get that pulled off at some point.
I think so. And we were going to broadcast have the podcast broadcast live. We were kind of trying to figure out where would we sit. We thought about behind home plate, but then if the crowd was there.
There's no crowd.
No, we were going to have a crowd.
Well, no, I'm just saying they were going to be on the bleachers and stuff.
Yeah, but we didn't want to, so we thought, what could we get a table and put it in between the pitcher's mound and second base?
Absolutely. We could have been on the turf, and there was we got electricity right out there at the mound.
Yeah, so
it would have been better to be in front of the mound. I went and watched their setup today just so I could get a visual. So if they would have been near the backstop, we would have been perfect, like sitting back.
Well, at some point, we're going to pull it off, put the wrestling mats out on the baseball field and have the match out there.
Yep.
Under the lights.
I was looking forward to see who was going to be the one with the mask on and see if we could get some pyro.
Well, now they don't show up in like elf slippers and a cape. Nobody dressed like Ric Flair.
Well,
there's no music.
What are we going to go watch?
There's no rope coming.
No, we went over this with Coach Pecor last week.
I mean, the warm-ups were pretty impressive. I watched that.
Listen, as soon as right out of the gate, we started talking to him, and he knew where I was headed. Yeah. And he was like Memphis Championship Wrestling and all of that stuff. So he knew what was up.
Well, he has one of their wrestling shirts has the mask on it, like
it's like the old
luchadors,
the Lucha Libres.
Yeah,
the luchadors, man. Well, our next guest is. Someone that is very familiar with JC Athletics and coaches. You guys are very familiar with him. I just met County Commissioner Steve Harraway. Yeah. So what district are you County Commissioner?
Yeah, I have District 2, which is in the southwest corner of the county. It's all the area of Madison, Triana, around the airport, Research Park, that area. Everything south of 72 in the southwest corner.
Well, the cool thing about him being here tonight is I got to give a little definition.
He doesn't know, by the way.
I know he doesn't, so we're going to do this now. So you don't know this, but we're about to hit you with this. Happy birthday. No.
You're a little late. Well, you're about a month and a half early on that.
About a month and a half early. All right. Well, so we get to nominate a student, an athlete, administrator, or anyone from the James Clemens family for a job well done. And all you got to do, if you want to nominate someone, now this is our final person that's going to receive this tonight of the year, because this is kind of our year ender.
It's our final winner of 2024.
Final. So I'm going to say, for future podcasts, you can go on to jcwingmen.net and nominate them for our weekly RedHawk Top Flight Award.
The RedHawk Top Flight Award.
And that goes to you, Mr. County Commissioner Steve Harraway. You are our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner. Congratulations, sir.
I appreciate that.
You receive a gift card from Walk On Sports Bistro.
Well, thank you.
You also get a T-shirt, a Wingman T-shirt. It's brought to us by Apparel Lab, so we'll have that for you here in just a little bit, and that way you can walk around with Wingman pride.
Well, I appreciate that.
And this is something that the gentleman that's sitting in the booth behind us, he is from RedHawk, and he is for all of our 15 winners. Which I don't know if you know this, but I am also a winner. So you and
I'm honored to be in the group with you.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm laying it out for you. We're all in competition because one of us, our name's going to get drawn, and we're going to get a free service of RedHawk Pest Control
for
1 year.
There you go.
I'm all about that.
See, everybody thinks it's rigged because I'm in it. But
are we pulling tonight?
Yeah,
that's what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what he's here. Yeah, we're going to talk to him a little while.
You got in just under the wire.
So you're here.
Good.
So Johnny brought to the table, some of the things that you do for JC Athletics. Johnny, tell them some of the things that you were telling me off air.
Well, how much can I talk about? I mean, he does so much for not only JC, but I think all our schools in his district. But, things like helping us with hauling dirt or rock. I mean, like, there's so much stuff that if there's some kind of big project we've got going on that takes machines, material, he's always finding a way to help us do stuff over there. And it doesn't matter if it's baseball, softball, Jetsplex, football. I mean, he's involved with so much with the school in general, since I've been here. I mean, I think year one was the first time we came across each other, and then ended up at a dove hunt together at one point. And he's done a lot for not only our school, but I think all the schools in this district. And so we can talk a little bit about that. I mean, what all is in our district? I don't even know what all schools are in your, I guess, is it the whole county? You're kind of.
Well, I have everything in Madison City Schools District, all the 2 high schools, the 3 middle schools, and then what is there now, 8?
There's a bunch of and they're about to build another one.
Pre-K, yeah, and they're about to build another one. And then I also have in my district, I don't have any of the county school system schools, but I do have Huntsville City, and I have Columbia, Williams Elementary, and Williams Middle.
Really? Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Columbia's in Research Park, and then Williams Middle and Elementary's down on Zert Road.
Gotcha. So let's just talk about county commissioner in general. Like, what all do you do? I mean, what all does that encompass?
So I'd say it like I kind of tell people it's pretty much everything the cities in the state don't want to do. They dump it off on the county. So we go take care of it. But no, we're responsible for roads and infrastructure. Paving, potholes, anything to do with the roads, and then also anything to do with future road projects that alleviate traffic issues, things like that. And God knows we got a ton of them around here, and we're working on that. And then we deal with, we're in charge of sanitation for all of the county except for the city of Huntsville. Every house we pick up their garbage can. I think every week we, on average, pick up about 82 to 83,000 cans a week.
Oh, wow.
Every week. And then we have the sheriff department is under our purview. Then we have the county jail, and at any given time we have anywhere from 1,100 to 1,200 inmates in the county jail that we're responsible for. And they all come from the city of Huntsville, from city of Madison, all the Triana, New Hope, Gurley, then the state troopers, game wardens, U.S. Marshals. They're all bringing people to our county jail, so we're responsible for that. We have the district attorney in the county. We also have all the court systems that's in the county, and then we have what else? We have the water department. We have the engineering department. I mean, it just goes on and on.
He's got a lot.
I don't have responsibility for every one of these. They each have a department head, but ultimately they come back to the commissioners. There's 6 of us and a chairman that are responsible for all of that.
And so as far as the schools are concerned, I mean, how did you get involved, or I guess we get involved with you when it comes to schools and helping do some of the stuff we do? I mean, is that just part of something you do as community outreach? I mean, is that something that the county commission always does all over the place, and I just don't know that?
The commission, we do a lot of the things because we have a lot of the equipment, and when the schools are needing sand or they need gravel or they need dirt or things like that, we can help out. We've got trucks so we can go and haul that. And if you go get a load of sand from the sand plant down, it's in off of Hobbs Island Road, they're going to charge you about $300 to go get it. We've got trucks that are not busy. We can go pick it up, save you that part of the money. And then just recently we went and picked up for one of the middle schools some what's the top coat, I think?
Yeah.
In infill clay. Infill clay, we go to Lacey Springs. And then the top coat, I think we go get that at Graysville.
Yep, that's
right. I think they want $800 to bring a load up here. So, we can go down there, send a truck, pick it up, bring it back up here, and help save some of that cost.
Well, people don't realize that's a lot of money to some budgets when you talk about athletics. When you're talking about starting at zero and you raise whatever you raise is what you spend, right? It's not like college athletics and some of these where they hand you, hey, here's your budget for the year. You go raise it all.
And we're not making money.
Yeah, and we're definitely not making money. And so when you got big projects or stuff like where you just need your field maintenance done, having somebody that will go run and get that stuff and save you $300, $800, that adds up over the course of time, and especially when you're talking middle school programs and some of these smaller programs.
Yep.
So how long have you been a county commissioner?
I just finished my 12th year.
So James Clemens has been around for 13 years.
Yep.
So from you being a county commissioner for 12 years, seeing this community grow like it has, I mean, you just talked about how many, trash cans you pick up. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot over the course of 12 years.
Well, even go back further than that. When I grew up here and graduated from
the other school,
I'm so proud he did that.
I wouldn't do you like that, Coach. But my son's listening, I'm gonna hear it when I get home.
Yeah. Both his sons graduated.
Okay.
Yeah. And but
when I grew up here, I mean, this town was
3,000 people.
Right.
And the other school was barely a 3A. That was back when we only had 4 classifications here, and it was barely a 3A. But 3 or 4 students had quit. We'd have bumped back down to 2A. So it was, it was small back then.
Yeah.
And then just to see the growth over time and how things have changed, and watch how the high schools have come along and just turned into these, the education that you get here. My 2 both graduated here. They went off to college, and both of them said, college was nothing because of the education they got in Madison City Schools. Yeah. And back when Dr. Fowler was superintendent, I give him all the credit for the idea to split the high schools and go to 2 high schools because we needed it.
And it was not popular, right?
Yeah, and the high school was, Bob Jones was just packed. You couldn't even walk up and down the halls. Yeah. And, that was not a popular decision, and it was a tough decision to make, decide to do that. And I was on the city council at the time when that decision was made, and he called me and Tommy Overcash, who was one of the other council members, in his office one day and said, guys, I got a problem. We got to do something. And he made the decision to do it, and we supported it. And I didn't like it. I liked having one high school here, but I knew it was the right thing for the city, and we had to make that decision to do it.
Just look back, had you not, at this point in time, had you not done that 13, 14, 15 years ago when you made that decision, look where we'd be now. We'd be in a mess.
Oh, we'd be in a big mess. Well, you take now, you look at football. You've got 100-plus kids at Bob Jones, 100-plus kids at James Clemens. Well, you'd have had 100 kids playing football in this city. Now you got 200-plus. Yeah. You look at the band. Each band's got 200 or 300 kids. That's, you'd have had 250 at one school. And then you look at all the other programs, basketball, softball, track and field, everything. The opportunities for the kids just multiplied. And then you look at the classroom. You could only have so many AP classes. And, all of a sudden now you've been able to double that number. It was the right thing to do. And you couldn't anybody that would have said, I don't want to do this, was just being selfish for some reason. Mm-hmm. And I would have liked to have said that because I grew up here and went to Bob Jones and my kids went there. But the right decision was to split this city up. Even though some didn't like it, but I think you could look back and absolutely 100%.
I'm appreciative.
Yes, I got a job I might not have had.
I was there the first.
You doubled the amount of jobs.
I was there the first night James Clemens beat Bob Jones, and that was an interesting night to see that in football. So
I was there.
So let me ask you this: do you show up with a split jersey on, like a couple of people?
I stand by the goalpost.
So you're
I don't go to as many as I used to because I have a son that coaches in Birmingham.
Oh, okay.
So I spend a lot of time down there on Friday nights. But most of the time when Bob Jones and James Clemens plays, I show up for that one.
Where does he coach in Birmingham?
Hewitt Russell.
Okay. Of course.
He's a football coach.
Yes, of course.
He's in a pretty good spot, too.
He's doing just fine.
Oh, yeah. He loves it. I mean, he is he puts a lot of time into it, and he teaches math down there, and then he coaches football, and we love to go down there and watch it. I hate to say it, but that's a different world when you get in Region 3 down there.
Yes,
when you got Thompson, Hoover,
absolutely
every week. It's a different world.
Vestavia, Mountain, yeah.
And then when you go into the other regions, they do the pods, and then they come up. Whew.
Oh, God.
Anything.
I'm still going to I'll die on this cross. Central Phoenix City, when we saw them in the playoffs, that may be the best physically looking team I've ever seen on the football field.
They were
impressive.
And they were number 3.
And they were number 3 out of that region.
Yeah. And they're the only ones out of that region still alive.
Yeah. Are they really?
Yeah.
Well, they're pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, Auburn lost, and Opelika lost, and who was fourth?
Enterprise.
They're still in it.
Oh, they are still in it. Yeah. So the 3 and the 4.
Baker.
Yeah, the 3 and the 4 are still in there. And
that team we saw was pretty dang good.
Yeah,
they were impressive.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
So and they're not as good as they were 2 years ago.
No, I know. And they won state last year, correct? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah,
they just keep running them through.
I don't even know. I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, speed.
It is a lot of speed.
Well, what they don't have in speed, they make up for by being 6'3" and 245, and with a vertical that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they were doing some stuff pregame, jumping up, catching balls with one hand, and I thought, holy cow, we ain't got anybody that can get that high.
No.
So what's been the biggest change for you within the school systems or within Madison County over the course of your time as commissioner?
The biggest change has been the growth.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that for the longest Madison County was they were so dependent on NASA and Redstone Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
And then over time, Mayor Battle and the leaders that have come along through before me, and even since I've been there, have worked really hard to diversify this area as far as the jobs and the opportunities. Now you've got automotive. I mean, this area is huge in automotive. You got Polaris that's out on the Limestone County side, GE Aviation. Now you also got Meta, which is the Facebook organization. Yeah. And then you got other companies that are here that have diversified the workforce, and that's something that we needed in this county. But also along with that comes the growth. And what comes with that is traffic. Mm-hmm. So, now we're trying to catch up to the traffic and the number of cars that are on the road every day and take care of some of these intersections, some of these road widenings, things like that. And it's just, it never stops. It's nonstop. And then now you've got, President Trump talking about moving Space Command back here. Yeah. They're talking, that's 1,600 more jobs. So, it's going to continue to grow. Oh. But I've seen counties that aren't growing. You've probably seen some of those in your time, Coach. And, when you're a county that's not growing, it's tough.
It is.
Well, and I being in Fort Payne, I moved in there right after all the sock mills started moving away from there. And, it changes a community in a heartbeat. So I can't imagine. You brought up roads. I can't imagine with the growth that we've had here and the speed of the growth, how you even wrap your head around what has to happen with the roads.
You've been on County Line Road about 5-15.
Well, but it's one of the wider ones. Yeah, I think back over to Sullivan and some of those, and Waltrain and some of those over by the other side, the other school. Yeah, so Hughes. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine trying to get. And I come from the west side in, so it's easy every day for me. Coming from east, I can't imagine, and just what planning has to go into. Hey, what are we doing, fellas?
And a lot smarter people than us are taking care of that.
Well, a lot of the issues you've got too is a lot of these roads you can't make them. You can't get them any wider because those houses. You got to start buying houses, or you got to start buying businesses, things like that. So you've got to look for other alternatives, and you've got to build roads in other areas and other ways to get through the city. And
I know it's like roundabouts are starting to go in to try to alleviate some of the.
And I'll have to say on roundabouts, I know Paul Finley, if he's listening, he'll know what I'm about to say. The mayor, when they started to do the roundabout at Gillespie and Balch, I thought that's the stupidest idea to put a roundabout in this city. Put a red light up and be done. And I thought, there's no way they put that thing in. I drive through it every day. Yeah. It works, and they're looking at other different locations for these roundabouts, and they function, they work, and people get through them, and I enjoy them now.
Which I guess that's limestone, but they were talking about one at Bird Green and Browns Ferry.
Well, we've got two, so I live in Limestone County.
That one will be an adventure.
And so, that will
like
be.
Every time you get in, it'll be like,
oh, they're digging it up right now over there. I know that.
I mean, the first roundabout that went in Athens was off of Lindsay Lane and Forest into Nick Davis. Right. And then they went ahead at the end of Lindsay Lane, we get to 251. Mm-hmm. They put that larger roundabout in there, and we were all kind of like, same thing with you. It's like the stupid. Why are we doing this? Let's put a light, But then, hey, every day, every day.
It's funny, but I've made a couple trips down to St. Martin doing baseball stuff down there. And it's all roundabouts. Like, there's not many lights anywhere because their infrastructure is different. So for them, it makes sense instead of having to run electricity, I guess, and do all that. But it works great.
Boca Raton's like that. I don't know if you know about that. I've been to Boca Raton.
I'm not cool like that.
No, it's a Boca Raton.
I can't afford to leave Madison.
Unless you're going back home to Sheffield.
It's all about the wingman. You gotta know people.
Apparently so.
Yeah, no. Well,
hanging out with better people.
I got one more question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you graduate with Doug Haygood?
I was going to ask that.
Year ahead
of Doug.
Him and Roger Taylor both.
Roger Taylor.
Bless your heart.
Yeah.
Isn't Haygood one of our top flight?
He is.
He was the first.
He's the first.
He was number one.
See, you're the last one, and he's the first one. So
we got
still behind him.
Two other school guys from the old Madison generation bookending our top flight awards.
Yeah.
So has anybody ever told you any of Doug's old nicknames from high school?
Oh, we would love to.
Can we do this on the air, please?
Yeah, let's do it now.
He's going to be so mad.
I can't wait. The best one was when he was at the fire department. They nicknamed him Tucky. Tucky Haygood. So that's the one that he stuck with him for years and years.
So you're going to go?
Are we allowed to tell why?
I don't. Just one of the guys at the fire hall nicknamed him that, and it stuck.
I will use that the next time.
I'm changing his name in my phone right now.
Tucky. What was another one? Did he have another one?
He had a few, but we won't go down.
Hey, but I will say this, though. That had to be a pretty good run of people that came through the school at that time, because you just mentioned yourself, Doug, and Roger, which we haven't had Roger on, but he'd be a guy that could probably be up for this award, too. Those guys give and give and give.
Yeah. You won't find better people.
Oh, my gosh. You talk, and look, Doug is on the football field every Friday night, pregame cook, and his son never played a down of football. Roger's son played football, but left, went on to UAB, and he's still up there doing stuff. He's not up around as much because his work changed, but you talk about guys that just love the community, love the school. And so with Steve, that's 3 guys within a 2-year period that just give to JC Athletics. And
so how many racks of ribs did Tucky cook 2 weeks ago?
I don't know.
He told me it was a ton. He smoked a ton of ribs.
Yeah, that was their pregame meal before Central Phoenix City. They did ribs.
They were good. He had everybody loaded down pretty good.
That'll be the last time they have ribs on pregame.
Back to hamburger steaks and chicken quarters.
Green beans and grilled chicken. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, County Commissioner Steve Harraway, we thank you for being a part of this podcast with us. Congratulations. You are our RedHawk.
The RedHawk Top Flight Award.
We try to get as much money as we can out of, doing these, little things that Tim created, right? We got to get our bang for our buck.
I don't know if we get any money out of it. We get the use out of it.
We just get excited about it.
Well, I appreciate you guys letting me be here.
Just what?
Make it worth putting them together.
Makes it worth it. So, anyway, seriously, thank you for being a part of this. Congratulations.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Well, thank you for all that you do for James Clemens, and not only just James Clemens, but all the schools and everything that you do for the county. And looking forward to seeing the roads get expanded. Looking forward to 5 more roundabouts. County Commissioner Steve Harraway, our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll do some more Wingmen podcast right here on PAS Plus.
Nominate an athlete, student, administrator, or another member of the James Clemens family for a job well done by going to jcwingmen.net and filling out the form for the RedHawk Top Flight Award. They could win a gift card from Walk-On Sports Bistro along with a Wingmen t-shirt from Apparel Lab. And at the end of the season, we'll draw from all the recipients for a year of service from RedHawk Pest Control. The Wingmen will be back after this.
Here's what's on the Jets' radar. On Wednesday, the JV bowling team faces Oakwood Adventist. Varsity and JV teams will play in the Rocket City Classic on Thursday. Freshman boys, JV and varsity basketball teams travel to Sparkman on Friday. On Saturday, JV and varsity basketball will be at Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa. Then on Monday, the varsity boys will be in the N2 Hoops tournament at Sparkman, while JV and varsity girls will take on Arab and East Limestone at Hartselle. We'll be back with more of the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
Whether you're an experienced golfer or a total beginner, Madison Golf Center has the largest, most up-to-date practice range in North Alabama, including a complete teaching center with the best and most experienced instructional staff available at your convenience. Madison Golf Center features the most complete driving range facility around, with a large grass tee area allowing for 100 hitting stations a day with a 14-day rotation. Open every day year-round and located at 401 Lime Quarry Road, between Wall Trina and Hughes Road. Madison Golf Center.
If you're looking to make your business stand out, save yourself some time and make Apparel Lab in Madison your first call. Apparel Lab will help you grow your brand with custom t-shirts and hoodies using their unique direct-to-garment printing. Laser engraving can put your design on mugs and tumblers. Plus, they can help with custom-designed hats, stickers, banners, signs, decals, and much more. Apparel Lab. Call 344-4656 or visit them online at apparellab.inc and on Facebook and Instagram. Located in the Madison Mall Shopping Center on Old Madison Pike. Apparel Lab.
At Walk-On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by 2 LSU walk-ons, Walk-On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk-On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk-On Sports Bistro.
You can't spell Wingmen without the letters W-I-N, and the Wingmen podcast has plenty of ways to win. Here's one. the RedHawk Top Flight Award. Nominate a student, teacher, administrator, or anyone from the James Clemens family for a job well done. We'll give away a gift card from Walk On Sports Bistro on each show, and at the end of the football season, we'll draw from those names for a year of service from RedHawk Pest Control, the RedHawk Top Flight Award. Get your entries in today at jcwingmen.net. From RedHawk Pest Control, Walk On Sports Bistro, and the Wingmen Podcast.
We're back with more of the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
Welcome back to the Wingman Podcast right here on PAS Plus. We are live from Walk On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison. Kirk Pierce, Johnny Johnson, Brad Kimbrough, Tim Lambert sitting at the table, otherwise known as the cockpit.
Dude, do you know how much my grandmother would love that?
So here,
the table just got dangerous.
It did, and we might as well just go ahead and bring him on in. I mean, I was going to set it up, but you guys have already.
I mean, I'm just sitting there too much. I remember my grandmother just wearing these things out.
This is awesome.
Sometimes on me.
Yeah.
So
a little red spot across your leg.
So we just had County Commissioner Steve Harraway on, and he was our RedHawk Top Flight Award winner. Now, the cool thing about the Top Flight Award winner is, of course, they do exceptional stuff for the community and for James Clemens and everything. And
we've had some great ones on.
We really have.
We had that one week we couldn't find anybody, and we gave it to Kirk.
Yeah, that's okay. I'll take it. And joining us from RedHawk Pest Control is Trent Hurd. Trent, welcome to the cockpit, man. Welcome to the jump seat.
Welcome.
Hey, thank you.
And you came bearing gifts, and that's always a good thing.
That's right, yeah. So I've been the recipient of one of these fly swatters in the past. I'm going to tell you, they don't feel good, so we'll reserve these for the bugs.
I'm looking forward to taking this home and showing my son. It's a black fly swatter with the RedHawk. Y'all got a cool
logo,
by the way.
But it's a heavy-duty one, though.
It is a heavy-duty one.
It's a heavy-duty one.
And this will take out a horsefly in a heartbeat.
Oh, that's right. I had to bring these at the end of the season. I couldn't bring these on week one. I mean,
it'd be bad news.
Tim would be screaming, "Here we go, 10 seconds," and I'm hitting here, Johnny in the back.
I just did that to him, get his attention.
Well, so you guys sponsored our Top Flight Award winner, and so my question for you, and we'll get to another reason you're here is because we're doing the drawing tonight of for all the RedHawk recipients. I don't know if y'all know that, but I was one of those.
Let's get out of the bag.
Yeah, so I was 15.
Kelly Jones still wandering around with her theme song on her phone.
And so you guys sponsored that for us. First of all, thank you guys for doing that. It has been a fun part of our podcast and having you guys on. And just kind of want to talk a little bit about RedHawk, how long y'all been in the community, what you do, those kinds of things. So, Trent, it's all yours, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you all for having me. So, as far as how long we've been in the community, I mean, I feel like a rare bird around here anymore. I'm actually a local that grew up.
We just discussed that.
Yeah. So it's wild. So many of our clients moving into the area. I mean, they move in from other areas, and of course, Huntsville, Madison area is the greatest place on earth to live, right?
There you go. Yeah.
So many people moving in, and that's the cool thing about my job is we get to meet all of those people moving in and be a part of that process and coming in to join us in our great community. And I always love being a part of the local schools, and when this opportunity came up to be a part of this James Clemens Wingmen and just an opportunity to kind of give back a little bit, because we've been blessed by the community. The community's been very supportive of us. So I've been in the industry, the pest control industry, for 15, 16, 17 years now. But I started my company, RedHawk Pest Control, about 3 years ago now, and based right here in Madison. We're right down here off Sullivan. So, so it's been great. Like I said, the community's been great for us, and we just want to do a little bit to kind of recognize some of those. I mean, there's too much negativity out there in the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
So those that are out there doing hard work, I was like, you guys are out there. We see you. We want to be a part of that.
Yeah,
right?
I love it.
So, I don't know if you realize how much of an impact you have been to the show by sponsoring an award winner every week, because it's given us an opportunity to not just recognize those people, but give them a platform. And you talked about meeting like Ty and some of the other people that are behind the scenes that, a lot of our JC people don't even realize the work that they're putting in to go above and beyond and help out our programs or our school. And it's really been cool for us to hear some of those stories too and see what all those people do.
So your logo,
Yeah, let's talk about that. I was wanting to know what's the story behind the RedHawk
logo.
So there's a cool story. I don't know how much time we got.
No, you got
all time
do this podcast. We can go 4 hours. Now, Tim might fall asleep. All
right, sorry, Tim. That's kind of a long story. Yeah, so like I said, I've been in this industry about 17 years, and when I made the decision 3 years ago to kind of step out on my own, it's like, hey, I had another offer on the table from another company, and I'm kind of kicking that around. I'm like, if I'm going to do this for myself and get out here and build this the way I want to build it, then it's now or never. I'm not getting any younger. This gray hair, most of that, to be honest, came from the last 3 years.
Yes.
Once you started.
Let me just go on. All you hair people, irritate me.
At least we have hair.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
At least we have
you hair people.
So I was actually kind of kicking around. That was a tough decision. That was one of the hardest, probably, decisions of my life, turning down what some people probably say, you were crazy for turning that down, to go into business to do what? Stress yourself to death?
Have your own business.
By 40 years old, you've done giving yourself a stroke or,
Yeah.
So probably crazy in some ways, but I remember, making the decision to do it. And my dad, he owns a construction business locally as well. And we don't talk business a whole lot. He does his thing and I do mine, but he called me up one day and he said, have you decided what you're going to do yet? And I said, yeah. I said, I have. I said, I'm starting a company. He said, how do you feel about that? I'm like, well, to be honest with you, I kind of feel like I'm jumping off a bridge, and I don't even know if there's any water in the creek.
That's about right.
And what I found out was that that water in the creek I was referring to was that support from the community, and did I have a client base or whatnot? And what I found was there was so much love and support there. So I'm so indebted there. But the logo, as I was kicking this around, I wanted something. I can't do anything halfway. I don't want my name on it if it's going to be halfway. So we're kind of kicking around, the name, the logo, kind of trying to come up with the perfect name, the perfect logo. And my admin, Miss Carla, she's been a tremendous support. She was actually with me before at another previous company, and she came over with me, and such a big support. Couldn't do it without her. But we were spending, I don't want to tell you how much time we spent trying to come up with this. I lost a few brain cells in that process, but I was originally thinking, it's a very military-heavy area, and I'm definitely supportive of those guys as well. Appreciate all that they do.
Absolutely.
And I thought, I'd love to. I'm not previous military, but I do want to kind of pay homage to those guys and let them know we support them as well. So what that kind of got me thinking down the track of Black Hawk. I'm thinking that's a cool name. I wanted a black. You can see my uniform shirts; they're black. Our trucks are black. If you see them around town, so I kind of wanted the black truck, something no one else had in our area. You see the white, you see the blue, you see the green, but
yellow.
There's the yellow guys around town. Yep. So I wanted something different. I've always loved black, the black and red. So we kind of settled on a color scheme pretty quickly. That's about it. We can't build a company based on a color scheme, right?
Right.
So I had the black, and I was kind of kicking around. I was like, well, Black Hawk. I'm like, how am I going to put a Black Hawk on a black background? It just doesn't make any sense, does it? And then I was thinking too, it may be a little too close. I'm like, Black Hawk. I wasn't previous military, so that might be a little too close. So kind of kicking around a little bit. And funny story, previous company that I was with prior to launching my company, their logo may or may not have been a rat. And I won't call any names out.
That's okay.
I happened to be sitting at McDonald's of all places. I was sitting in the drive-thru. Got to kind of one of those moments before fully deciding to take this plunge. I was sitting in their parking lot one day, just kind of contemplating life. One of those big life moments, where you just need a moment of silence.
At McDonald's.
I'm sitting in my truck in McDonald's parking lot eating a McFlurry. And I'm sitting here, kicking this all around. I'm actually about to go meet with the lawyer and, form my LLC and everything. I'm like, I'm not even 100% sure what I'm going to call this thing. I'm fixing to go meet the lawyer and get this knocked out, And I'm sitting there, and I look over on a pole. There's a light pole in the parking lot of McDonald's. And this was February, right? So they hadn't mowed the grass since late last summer, right? So it's kind of grown up a little bit. The grass kind of leaned over. Well, this red-tailed hawk, pitches off this pole right in front of me, goes down into that tall grass 10 feet from me. And, I lost him over the curb. I'm like, what's he doing? What's he going after? So I hopped out of the truck. I'm like, I'm intrigued. I turned my video on, and I'm going over there to see what he's up to. So I walk up to him, and he tries to take off. And what it was, he had a hold to some of that tall grass, and he couldn't really get away. He was holding on to that grass. Well, it took him about 2 or 3 tries, and he finally broke loose and come up out of there, and he had the biggest rat. He had this big rat, and I could just see the big tail dangling out.
It's like the good Lord looked down and said, "Here is what you should call it."
This is it. It was one of those God moments. It was a God moment.
I used to work for a rat. Now I've killed it.
You said it. I didn't.
So when you guys do pest control, well, I mean, you brought the fly swatters, so we know what these are used for.
Mosquitoes.
It's for kids that no.
Oh yeah,
that's how it was for us.
Can't do that in this woke.
Right, you can't do that now.
Johnny's got a couple kids in first block. He may use it.
but so when you talk about pest control, I mean, are y'all just talking about treating the houses for insects, or are y'all talking about pests? If I get a skunk under my house, are you going after?
Sounds like they'll kill mice.
So the craziest call I ever got.
Yeah.
I might should be careful with this.
No. This is a safe space.
Yeah, there's a lot of listeners out there.
Tim just took his headset off and ran off.
Well, I won't call any names. How about that?
There you go.
I think the craziest call I ever got. So we had a call. This customer a potential client was hearing something in the backyard at night, and they weren't sure what it was and wanted to know if we could identify it. Well, sure. We had an offer, a service that we could actually identify suspicious noises, things like that, right? So I'm like, sure, we'll check it out. I was like, what does it sound like? She's like, well, I don't really know. My dog goes up there and barks. She's like, I know it's not a coyote. I know it's not a deer. She's like, whatever it is. She's like, it stands up really tall, stands on its back legs, and my dog will not go near it. I'm just like,
bear?
I'm just like, what? She's like, I really think it's Sasquatch. And I'm like, okay, well.
It came out right after the chupacabra.
We never could confirm or deny Sasquatch. Okay?
No sighting.
So what traps did you lay down for a Sasquatch?
We actually used
he took his fly swatter and he rough talked Sasquatch out of that woman's yard. He just rough talked him out of there.
Put him in a headlock. Yeah.
So seriously, what? Y'all will get rid of just about any pest.
The big one around here, believe it or not, is rats.
Yeah. Wow.
Rats are very popular, very common here, and a lot of people don't realize it's one of those things. If you've never had a problem with it, you don't know.
Yeah.
And we get calls daily for rat problems. I'm not talking about. A lot of people will confuse mice with rats.
Yeah.
Some people, everything's a rat, right?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about legitimate, what they call New York rats. I spent a week. Fun fact: I spent a week this summer, one of the funnest weeks of my life. Spent a week up in New York working in Manhattan with their rodent team.
Yeah.
Such a cool experience, but. Rats had gotten into the okay, quick funny story. So the Met Gala,
I lost the leg.
The Met Gala was going on, right?
Yeah.
I had no idea. I wasn't paying attention. I'm geeking out over the rats, And they're like, "Hey, did y'all see Angelina Jolie?" I was like, "No, but you see that Norway rat?" That was me. I was that guy,
Yeah.
So
I was in Manhattan. I took my daughter up there when she was in high school, and we were walking back to the hotel. And I look out in the middle of the street, right? And there is the biggest rat I have ever seen with a slice of pizza, dragging it back to
It was an Italian rat.
Dude, I've never seen. That was like
Guido.
It was as big as a small puppy. I mean, those things are huge. Do we get those around?
They
here?
are, and we do. We get those around here. Actually, we're currently working on one. Actually, just finished up one. It's about 1,100 square foot house. We caught just under 100 of these from the interior and attic space of this.
Oh, wow.
It was a slab home. Well, small, it wasn't a huge home or anything. And a lot of people think, well, can't I just get a cat? My cat will keep them away, whatever. Somewhere around 30 to 40% of our significant rat problems actually have cats on the property.
Really?
And the problem is pets are actually direct contributors to rodent problems. And what it is the food source.
Yeah.
One of a rat's favorite food is dry dog food or dry cat food. This particular property that I just mentioned, they had about 13 cats in that home.
Can't imagine why they had rats.
As well as, almost 100 rats. So that's not uncommon.
So the food obviously if the food's outside, that's easier access, but you're talking about these are going into the house and eating the food.
These were going into the house, but I'll tell you this. oftentimes what we find, we get calls for ants, spiders, things like that, and we'll actually go up, uncover a rodent problem the homeowner had no idea they even had. And the reason for that is something that we do that I think probably sets us apart a little bit is we're really big on exclusion services, like identifying entry points into your home and actually closing those up. You know, everything's not a chemical approach.
Sure.
So we'll actually go in, do an inspection, find those entry points. And what we see a lot of times is, if you're familiar with construction at all, I mentioned earlier my dad had a construction business and still does to this day, but he used to build more houses back when I was younger growing up. I learned a lot about the home building process. I would be telling you one if I hadn't, through my teenage years and 20s, thought my dad wasted a lot of years of my life. But now I can look back and realize
he's preparing you.
He was preparing me, and he knew it all along, and I probably didn't. So it's one of those things, you just follow God's path.
There you go.
Go where it leads you. But so if you're familiar with construction, you know, you've got that brick pocket, you've got the brick, you've got the wall. Well, all these slab homes they're building's got those wheat poles, you know, every 18, 24 inches all the way around. You know, all it takes for a mouse is about right around a quarter of an inch. A rat needs somewhere around a half of an inch or just a little larger to get in. You start looking around your house, on a common house, I can find 50 to 100 entry points on just about any home, even brand new homes. We find infestations on brand new homes. First-time homeowner moving into a house, first family to live in it, and there's already rodents living in the attic. So what they're doing, they're getting into that wall pocket and going straight up to the attic, and you got that insulation, especially this time of year when it's warm.
Yeah.
Heat rises, right?
Yeah.
So all of our heat in our house is going up and warming the insulation up and keeping it nice and cozy. Well, if you've got bird feeders, you know, right off your patio, one of the funniest stories, I had this gentleman, I'll leave his name out of it, but he was actually down in, well, I'll leave that out. All the incriminating details. So this gentleman was certain that he had one rat living inside his house. And it was coming out of his laundry room. He said, I'm seeing it. It was a big one. It wasn't a mouse. It was a big rat. He said, there's just one. And I went to the property. I took a look around. And the first thing I noticed was the 10 pounds of black oil sunflower seeds on his patio, where the squirrels and the birds are knocking it out of his feeder every day. And it's just piling up, like it's mounding up. And he just goes out and refills the feeder, you know, as if there's not like 15 pounds right there on the patio. Well, this was a crawl space home. Well, if you're there again familiar with construction, you know, every crawl space home's got those foundation vents. Mm-hmm. A lot of times they're just loose or insecure, or maybe even my favorite one is where the cable guys will come punch a hole right through a perfectly good vent.
Yeah.
And it just creates a highway, creates a ladder for those rats to get in.
Sure.
Well, this guy had a crawl space vent that was falling out right there, like 8 feet from these sunflower seeds. Right. Well, he's seeing this one rat inside. Well, I take a peek up in his attic, take a peek in the crawl space, and I'm like, man, I was like, this isn't one rat. And he was like, no, I know it is. He said, I've been trying to catch him for 2 weeks, and it's one rat, but he's a smart one. And I was confident, but I'm like, you know, I'm not going to argue with the guy. That's not professional of me. So I'm like, well, I got to find a creative way to fix this guy's problem without arguing with him that he has a lot more than one rat, you know. So he was blaming the guy like 3 houses down. He's like, that guy didn't mow his yard last round, you know. He didn't mow it. So I was like, okay. I said, well, here's the thing. I said, we don't know where this rat is because he's got evidence everywhere, right? So we need to set traps everywhere because we don't know where he's at. He's like, yeah, I like that. I like the way you think. So that's what we did. I think I set out 15, 20 traps that first visit, and we came back 3 days later for a follow-up, and I think we had a catch in every trap but one, and it had a miss. So from that point forward, it was just kind of the elephant in the room.
Told you so.
Neither one of us brought it up. But we ended up with 83 rats out of that guy's house.
Oh,
83.
So at that point, I really just wanted to say it, but I just like, nope, I ain't going to do it.
Bubba, that one rat caused you a lot of problems.
You know what brings a lot of mice?
Well, I was going to say that Coach Johnson and I have been doing our part to up the mice population there at James Clemens.
Uh-oh.
We have, how many bags in total do we have? About 60, 70?
Now or
no, that we did.
Corn?
How many we bring in total? About 30.
Did y'all bring some
I
beer
had
corn?
60.
So 90.
Plus another 10 for, so we had 100 bags.
Close to 100 bags of rye ryegrass seed.
Yep.
And they've gotten it.
They love it.
They do. Grass
Matter of
seeds,
fact,
bird seed.
One of the last ones I dumped out a week ago had a bunch of babies in it. I bet there was 10 of them that as I poured out that bag, there's one. There's two. There's three. Talking about little bitty babies.
When you walk in our shed now, if you crank one mower, about 6 run out to go to another mower.
All right, so all of those customers of ours that are listening that's been having rodent problems, we have found the source. Like, we found it. So
yeah,
it's these guys right here, right? They're feeding them. For all of Madison.
So for you, what has there been in your career, not necessarily just the past 3 years, but in your total career, has there been any particular pest control issue where you went, you know what, I might need to second guess my career choice?
There's probably been a lot of those. It's very interesting, but I embrace the weird. I'm just like, let's do this.
Which one did you bail out on?
Right. I haven't bailed out on one yet, but we have done some things, everything from, well, here's probably the most odd one, most bizarre.
Outside of Sasquatch.
Okay. Right. So we got a call for rats. There again, it was rats. This lady, she said, hey, and I think I've got rats living in my house. And she's like, I was like, okay, where are you seeing them? She's like, well, I'm not really seeing them. I was like, okay, well, what are you hearing? She's like, well, let me tell you the story. She said, so I had these ghosts that moved into my house.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, ghosts. So I had these ghosts. She's like, and I was cool with them.
Yeah, I'm good with the ghosts.
They were fine. She's like, I didn't have a problem with that. Along. In fact, Elmo was a ghost. She had Elmo in her. She had Elmo in the spare bedroom.
Okay.
That was talking, and I was like, well, that's interesting. And I said, well, let's get back to the rats. I was like, where are the rats at? And she's like, well, they brought the rats in. I was like, well, by chance are these ghost rats? And she said, yeah. She's like, they brought their ghost rats in. And I was like, okay, well, this one just got tough. This one just got
It's
one of those photon, whatever, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just don't cross
proton pack.
Yeah, don't cross the streams.
So this just become a little different scenario,
Sure.
right?
How do you build
I got to think on my feet on this one.
How do I get out of here without getting killed?
That's it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm like, hold tight. So I went out to the truck. I came back in, and I'm just walking like I'm carrying a box. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to set this here. And
Oh my God, I'm about to love this.
No.
I said, I'm going to set this. I'm going to set this here. And, I said, just don't touch it. Just don't bother it. I said, and if you can get your ghost rats to go in there,
some ghost cheese,
you can just take those out. Yeah. Let them go into that box. Take them out. Right. Well, I did that. I left with my life. We're all good. I'm still alive. I called her up probably 3-4 days later just to check on her, see how she was doing. And she said, hey, she's like, I haven't seen another one of those rats. She's like, I haven't heard them. She's like, that took care of them. So I was like, okay, well, that was a win.
So you're a psychologist and a rat catcher.
That was a unique story.
This is customer service to T over here.
What do you charge for that? That's what I'm saying.
I think that one was on the house. That was on the house. I couldn't charge for that. I could not.
I just want to get back to my truck.
Yes.
I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
So
you were talking about the photon deals, and I'm just wondering what kind of approach. Yeah, that's right. When you show up with your equipment, I mean, are you looking like John Goodman in Arachnophobia?
I forgot about
Arachnophobia. Yeah, we're more Black Ninja. We're coming in, Karate Kid. So
okay,
it's a pretty methodical approach. It is. Those are fun. Those really bad infestations are the ones that gets us excited. One of my technicians, Brandon Knoll, great guy, been with me for quite some time, really great at his job. He gets bored from time to time. He does. He's like, sometimes you go through he's like, sometimes when you're just keeping everything prevented, you're in that preventative maintenance mode. He's like, it gets kind of boring. So every now and then I'll take him on one of those calls. I'm like, come on, Brandon, I got something for you. He's like, all right, let's go. That gets him excited again,
There's a python under the house.
Yes, go get him.
If I'm I'm putting the Sasquatch thing on my logo.
Oh,
maybe not logo, but some kind of slogan. I mean, take care of all pests,
that's right,
including Sasquatch
and ghost rats.
and ghost rats. I mean,
we've done it all.
This guy ran Sasquatch out of Madison.
That's it. We ain't seen him since.
Well, Trent, so you guys being RedHawk Pest Control, sponsoring our Top Flight Award winner, one of the things we've been telling each one of the winners that actually later on, because it took us a minute for the year long, but you guys are offering to the winner tonight, because you're going to do a drawing here in just a second. You got a super cool little wheel.
That's right.
Right there.
Got a prize wheel. So our winner tonight from all of our RedHawk Top Flight Award winners is going to get a year
of pest control service. Tell them what that incorporates.
That's right. So as long as it's within our 4 counties that we service, so we're licensed in 2 states. So we service Madison County, Limestone County, and then Giles and Lincoln on the Tennessee side as well for our Tennessee friends. So as long as you're in one of those 4 counties, and if you're not, you can gift it to someone, you know.
I think they've all been.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
All our winners,
Yeah.
All local.
Yeah. All local.
They all apply thus far.
So what it'll be is it'll be a year of free bi-monthly service. So that's an every other month preventative general pest control service. It doesn't cover Sasquatch or ghosts or anything like that.
No, that we understand. That's a specialized service.
All the understandable things.
Sure.
You know? Spiders, ants, you know.
If you can physically see it.
Yeah. If you physically see it and it's smaller than a cat, we'll take it.
Yeah. As my friend Todd Powers says, he says, how is it he says it? He says, if it's supposed to be alive, it's alive. If it's supposed to be dead, it's dead. I was like, I like that. I'm going to have to remember that.
There you go. So you're going to do, so you've got a list, you got the names.
I've got the names.
And you're going to do the drawing. So we're going to do that now, right, Tim?
Yep.
All right, so let's do it. So Trent Hurd with RedHawk Top, the founder.
Do we have the button?
Yeah, we'll do the RedHawk. Yeah,
I love the button, by the way.
Do you really?
I love
to
the
make
button.
a special thing for this.
Well, no, do it anyway. Do the RedHawk Top Flight Award.
Yeah, tee it up anyway.
Have you heard it?
I have heard it.
Yeah, let's do it again.
So
Here we go.
The RedHawk Top Flight Award.
Man, that just brings heavy duty right there, man. That's awesome.
I'm going to steal that.
Yeah, you should. Here we go. I know somebody who can get it for you. All right, so Trent, it's on to you, man. Here we go.
We're going to spin the wheel.
Do you have the names?
I have the names.
Can we
They're
tell who the
pre-plugged
names
in.
are?
Yeah. Can we do all the names,
let's
Tim?
review.
You want to read them off?
Okay. Doug Haygood.
Yeah.
Good guy.
Sergeant Major Samuel McCrae.
Wonderful man.
Brett Burgess.
Oh, Teacher of the Year this year.
Kelly Jones.
Yep, Kelly.
Jennifer Flanagan. Ty Doty.
Ty.
Clay Coleman.
Yeah.
TJ Orr.
TJ.
Daniel Clark.
Yeah.
Kirk Pierce.
Captain.
I don't know if y'all knew that, but I'm here.
Piper Moore.
Yeah.
Allison Miller. Brooklyn Clark and Steve Harraway.
That's awesome.
Very good. Congrats to all of our weekly winners. And quick shout out to walk-ons. My son, this is his favorite place in the world. He's discovered the alligator bites. And he's like, all right,
come
Dad,
on.
we got to go. We got to go.
Oh,
with
Yeah,
this.
no, man, that's
All right.
that's the way it is.
All right, so we're going to spin.
Here we go.
You'll hit it for us?
Hit it, Brad.
Hit it, Brad.
Come on.
Lot
I
of
hit the
pressure on
center
you,
right
man.
there.
Just hit the center. There it goes.
Here we go.
Spinning.
Uh-oh. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Oh, wait a minute.
You know how hard we worked?
The most reluctant Top Flight Award winner we had.
We worked so hard to get her on.
We had
Miss Allison Miller. Congratulations, Allison.
Allison Miller.
That's one of our
Very good.
All right.
is
Miss
our
Allison,
super.
just get in touch with me. Just reach out to me.
We'll make sure that happens.
That's right.
She
We'll
is
see her
our
in the morning.
super duper RedHawk Pest Control Top Flight Award winner.
Boom.
The winner of a year's service bi-monthly service from RedHawk Pest Control. Well, Trent, man, we really appreciate what you've done for the Wingmen podcast, what you're going to continue to do for JC Athletics, for all the communities, all the schools around here, and for the 4 counties. I hope you expand, man.
Absolutely.
It's time
It's been great.
It's time to franchise out, man.
It's been fun.
It's time to get it done.
That's right.
Get after it. Well,
Appreciate it. Appreciate the
congratulations on success. And
Going back to his logo story, there is a RedHawk jet. So I just thought it was just a natural fit.
Yeah, well, see, there you go.
For him to sponsor this.
So to
our show.
kind of add the period on the end of that. So when I settled on RedHawk after that experience, I looked up the definition of RedHawk, and it was a hawk in its first year. I was like, hey, that's perfect.
That's
Let's
perfect.
get
See,
to
there you
First
go.
year of the movie.
There you go. Well, thank you so
Very
much,
nice.
Trent. We appreciate you, and hope that you'll be back with us next year, man, when we get going for year 2 of the Wingmen podcast. Well, Trent, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate you.
Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Trent Hurd, the founder, CEO, president, owner, you name it, that's the man. He is in RedHawk Pest Control. Give him a call if you've got any pest control needs. RedHawk, look at that, man. That's awesome right there.
RedHawk jet.
That's a jet right there. Well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll start to close things out. You're listening to the Wingmen podcast right here on PAS Plus.
Follow JC Wingmen on Threads, Instagram, and X, and look for the Wingmen on Facebook. The Wingmen podcast continues after this.
Are pests invading your home or business? Mosquitoes embedded on your property? Maybe excessive crawl space moisture has attracted unwanted visitors. Then call RedHawk Pest Control, offering residential and commercial pest control, mosquito and brown recluse management, stinging insect control, foundation vents, and many other services to North Alabama and Southern Tennessee. RedHawk aims to be more than just a service provider. They want to build a long-term relationship with each customer. Call RedHawk Pest Control at 256-975-8817. Visit them on Facebook or online at redhawkpestcontrol.com.
Remember the days when you had that one mechanic you could count on time after time? At Madison Automotive, they believe that the key is building lasting relationships with their customers. Their experienced and certified technicians are passionate about providing high-quality services with honest communication and attention to detail. From routine maintenance to major repairs, Madison Automotive uses top-quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your car receives the best care possible. Located at 9075 Madison Boulevard, call 256-772-0760. Madison Automotive.
One of the worst feelings you can have is that of being stranded. Well, BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair makes that a thing of the past, with 24/7 towing services and roadside assistance in the northern Alabama and southern Tennessee areas. But that's not all. They also offer truck and trailer repair, mobile welding, brake service and repair, new and used tires, and other major and minor repairs. Their name says it all. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. For 24/7 response, call 497-8234. That's 497-8234. BT's Towing, Tire, and Truck Repair. North Alabama Gas District has provided safe, reliable, and economical natural gas service to Madison and surrounding areas of Limestone County for over 40 years. However, accidents and leaks do sometimes occur. If you smell odors similar to rotten eggs or notice other possible signs of a gas leak, such as a fire or explosion, a blowing or hissing sound, or blowing dust or bubbling water, leave the area immediately, avoid ignition sources, warn others, and from a safe location, contact us immediately at 256-772-0227. And remember to call 811 before you dig. North Alabama Gas District, we take safety seriously.
You can't spell Wingmen without the letters W-I-N, and the Wingmen podcast has plenty of ways to win. How about a bucket and a bite from Madison Golf Center? Go to jcwingmen.net and enter your name. Then we'll pick from the online entries and give away a gift card good for a bucket of balls and lunch at the grill. Bucket and a bite from Madison Golf Center and the Wingmen podcast.
Now, more of the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
Welcome back to the Wingmen podcast right here on PAS Plus, broadcasting live from Walk On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison. Kirk Pierce, Johnny Johnson, Brad Kimbrough, Tim Lambert, right here at the what we call this, the cockpit table. We're going to come up with different names for it, or at least
we have not been able to settle.
We really haven't. But before we go any further, because we've got a couple more guests, actually 3 more, 2.5, because one of them doesn't have a headset or a microphone. But we've already had some great guests tonight. I mean, with
cool.
Coach Bell and Kylie and Trent just now and Steve Harraway, our county commissioner. I mean, what a way to wrap up 15 podcasts. 15 podcasts.
Where's the time going?
And then we're bringing in, the first time we've had a guest on
first three-peater.
Three-peater. I mean, for real.
Special.
And we'll talk to them in here in just a minute. But before we go any further, I just want to take a moment and say this is the end of the podcast for the year. And we've had 15 of these. And so, but Coach Johnson,
we may be back in the spring.
We'll
2024. He meant the year 2024.
I got you.
And Tim's talked about kind of doing something, a special one before Christmas, and that's fine if we can work that. But as far as like weekly,
like a best of,
maybe like a weekly.
What is this, Rick and Bubba?
Yeah,
the best of the Wingmen.
Do we go down there and take over for them? I think we could.
I think they're probably going to keep going.
Yeah, I think one of them is. But so we're wrapping up, our weekly one tonight with 15 episodes of the podcast. But also tomorrow, it's a big day.
Oh, dear.
Tomorrow is a big day.
It's a big day.
It's
Wednesday.
It's really a legendary day.
It really is.
It's the day of the birth of the John Johnson the fourth.
This is true.
The fourth.
That would be otherwise known as Johnny Johnson.
Johnny Johnson.
Johnny Johnson's birthday is tomorrow.
Congratulations! How about happy birthday, Coach?
Hey, thanks, man.
So Emily, our Emily is she is, and we'll try to get her. I'd like to talk to her just once before,
absolutely,
before we leave out tonight. But Emily has been our server here at Walk-Ons for several weeks.
So good to her.
She's one of the ones that as soon as we sit down, she knows what we want.
Drinks,
right off
food.
the bat, she's got it pegged now. So she's going back to get some plates and whatnot for us because your wife, John,
she's a good wife.
She is, and she was thinking about the end of the podcast and your birthday and decided we'll just celebrate two things, and she brought carrot cake.
Nothing but carrot cake.
Can we say that, Tim? Can we?
What?
It's a bunt cake. Can we say who made it?
Yes.
Well, it's too late now. You already did.
Well, it's not like we can.
Look, every time Laila gets here, we start endorsing companies that aren't our sponsor anyway.
I know, and so we're going to have a little bit of carrot cake. I honestly think that we need to, as a collective, sing happy birthday.
No, we don't.
Oh, y'all want to help us sing?
No,
So,
yes,
Laila,
absolutely.
Laila, do you want to start us?
I'll start it off.
Start us off. I knew you'd do it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Coach Johnson. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, nice job. Thank you very much.
I tried to give him the birthday whipping with the fly swatter, but he wouldn't.
It's a PG show.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that. So
we might could have gotten the Wingmen servers to come over here.
Yeah,
Hey, well, it's never too late to do the right thing,
Hey, we got a
Tim.
birthday boy over here.
You don't start that, you're not going to get any cake.
So looking forward to the carrot cake. We thought about going with the bread pudding, but I definitely will have some carrot cake.
I do love the bread pudding, but that cake makes trump that.
I love carrot cake.
You're a carrot cake fan?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know this
Cream
about
cheese
you.
icing.
No.
I didn't know this about you. My dad
You like it? Yeah.
I love it.
My dad loves carrot cake.
Oh, I do
like
too.
every
Yeah.
birthday, we're getting him a carrot cake,
Yeah.
and that's just his thing.
Yep. I love some carrot
I've
cake.
never met anybody else who loves it.
Well, me and your dad should hang out and eat carrot cake.
Yeah,
I guess.
both redheaded. You're both getting older.
and obviously we like some cream cheese icing. So
Well, joining us at the table, at the cockpit, in the jump seats, we've got three guests with us tonight. There's two of them. This will be their third
one
time.
of them's cracking up. She didn't got a headset.
She got a headset on. So the one without the headset is Lilly Shorter, and she's a three-peater, and then of course Laila Boycher.
Yeah, if our audience doesn't know Laila by now, they're not really devoted.
You don't know me by now.
And then we also welcome to the podcast for the first time, Sayde North. Sayde, welcome.
Sadie South. Sadie South.
Y'all said North.
We also said tall instead of shorter.
I'm out. Well, you know what? Here's what's funny is I thought that was odd because I remember from softball.
Yeah. You called her name
I did.
a thousand
bunch,
times.
And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, we'll just write down North. Sadie, welcome.
Did it make you question yourself? Like all those times I called South with the pitch, did you think maybe I was messing that up?
Now you did. Just then when y'all started cracking on me. Sadie, I apologize. I called Boycher.
Boycher, everything.
Boycher.
Laila the Butcher.
Fancy.
That's what they call me.
Who calls you Laila the Butcher?
People would be
Anybody
like,
that sees her play?
They've obviously never seen her swing the bat.
So
you're right.
So the reason you guys have been showing up, at least Laila and Lilly, y'all been showing up pretty much out of the 15 episodes. I think y'all have been here at a minimum of 6.
Oh, we come every Tuesday.
No, you haven't. Don't lie.
6 out of 15 every Tuesday.
They've been. I can say this. They've been here as many times as you have, John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Hey, let's be real for a minute. This is the first time they've been on the air with me.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't been here for any of the other times, I don't think.
No.
Wow. See, so now.
So y'all are both like 30%.
Yeah.
So Johnny gets the experience of
I'm
having
at
y'all
like
here.
40.
So one of the things that we started doing, the first time you guys were on was, you did our top 5. And I'd already created the top 5. Well, last week, we'll let y'all come on and do the top 5 again. And y'all came up with, what was it, the weirdest laws the top 5 craziest laws in the United States. And we learned some things. You can't have a couch on your front porch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those kinds of things. So tonight, Laila, you want to do a top 5. You wanted to do a top 5 of what?
Top 5 party schools in the SEC.
Top 5 party schools in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so list them. All right. So we're going to go. Here, no. Number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
We got Florida.
Why?
It doesn't
say. They don't know, Kurt. Listen to me. They don't know.
no.
They look this up on Facebook.
Look, I know. Based off of this ranking, I could have ranked these, but I would have switched number 1 and 2. But number 5, I see Florida. I could see that.
Florida.
They're like,
I mean, Gainesville's a cool town.
they're good, but not that
got the
good. You know what I mean? They're 5.
All right.
They got Tom Petty. They sing it in the fourth quarter, right?
All right. So what's number 4?
Number 4.
Tennessee.
Why?
Go Vols.
What?
I don't know. I guess they do Rocky Top, but not good enough.
Rocky.
Best.
What is the category again?
Top 5 party schools in the SEC.
Party schools.
Yeah.
I know some crazy Tennessee fans.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, the goalposts. That's crazy.
Yeah, throwing them in the river.
You realize their
That was
perspective on
Vanderbilt.
this is like the last 2 years.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So number 3.
Number 3.
Is Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Okay.
Toddy, baby.
Have you ever been to Ole Miss?
No.
Oh, you have? I love Oxford.
Hey, I tell you, man.
I love
the
it.
Grove, dude. It's one of the best places to go for tailgating. Being a big Alabama fan, I had to go down there when Alabama was not playing. So I went down and they were playing Florida, who was a number 5 party school. And so it was Ole Miss and Florida.
It was a heck of a party.
It was. And got to see, I saw Tim Tebow play. It was when Cam Newton was still a freshman at Florida. And so got to see all of that. And
So they still have grab legs.
What?
Oh, that's Jameis Winston?
No, that's Jameis Winston.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I see where I did. It took me a second.
Different guy.
I picked up on it. So
Similar
anyway,
build, different skills.
the Grove,
He wasn't
pretty
rich
cool.
yet.
All right, number 2.
Number 2.
LSU. Go Tigers.
How is that
the
not
best
number 1?
school? That's what I'm saying. It's the best school in the SEC, and we're not number 1.
How is it the best school in the SEC?
Yeah, I'm going to have to
Because it's from Louisiana, and I'm from Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
You're
That's
from-
how
you're from Louisiana.
It's called Leesville.
Say, do you agree with that? LSU number 2?
I do agree with that, yeah.
Do you know who what number 1 is?
Yeah, I do. It's.
Don't say it. You
can't say it.
No, but like LSU, come on. The South, like.
But you got
Valley.
documentaries written
Creole,
about
Cajun
number 1,
people, crazy people, like.
Cone.
The,
we
the
got a Colin
tailgate
in
is
it.
better than the actual game.
Okay.
Like, I think
Same
they
thing in
should-
Oxford, kid.
Yeah.
I'm interested about number 1. She
I
said
am
there was
too.
documentaries about
All right, let's go. Number 1.
Number 1.
is the University of Alabama.
Roll.
I'm pulling bull crap on that.
Yeah, I think so too, because I was just there this weekend.
I
There
think-
was no party.
You went during a Mercer
Yeah,
game.
it's a Mercer game.
I was there.
So those are our top 5 party schools in the SEC, according to Laila,
Boycher.
Lilly, and Sayde, according to wherever they pulled that information off of for that. So
It
here's
had to be from somebody in
yeah.
Alabama.
So here's the other one, and I've got my own little top 5 here. This one's AI generated,
Okay.
which is the way it was supposed to be. So you know,
Ours is from
I know.
Google.com.
I know what it was. So this is the AI top 5 funniest post podcast things to do. So once this podcast is over, what should we go do? All right, you ready for this? Yeah. All right, here we go.
Number 5.
Watch old episodes of Friends and pretend that your life is as good as theirs.
Mine is.
Well, they're all.
We're big friends.
I wasn't.
Chris is pretty good,
So
dude.
here's the thing about
You gotta
Friends.
think.
It's okay, but it just wasn't.
So my wife and I, we
Dude, that era of
oh, with that.
You were just in love with Rachel.
Well,
Yeah,
and
he
Courtney
was.
Cox. What was her name?
I'm not gonna-
He wanted the whole
Monica.
friend group.
Monica.
I'm leaning a
yeah.
lot more towards
Yeah.
Phoebe. I know it was weird.
dude, nobody liked Phoebe.
I do. See, that makes so much sense now. It makes so much sense. You know, my wife actually
on a break.
Yes.
See, I do know that. It's famous enough. I do know
See,
that.
my
It
wife-
is pop culture.
So my wife and I, we were trying to find a show to watch, you know, because that's what we as old people do now. Is we sit around. What are we going to watch? We're not going to talk. So
That's so true, by the way.
You know, it is. And so we run across Friends, right? It was on Netflix, and she said, "Well, let's watch Friends," because we used to watch it when we were dating, and so we started watching the first episode, and we realized, no, it's just not as good now. It's not like The Office or
Seinfeld. You can go
where
back
I
and watch those.
See, I can't go back to the. Seinfeld's okay. I just can't go back and watch Seinfeld. Which I'm not going to do that with friends. I'm going to do that with very little things, like Quantum Leap.
Yeah, I'm not. I never watched
old Quantum Leap.
Yes,
I used to love the old Quantum Leap.
I never watched.
It is still like the most tragic thing, and it traumatized me as a child that Dr. Sam Beckett never made it home. Okay,
Where do you watch it?
It was like 1993.
Where can you watch that?
Again, Coach, this was 1993.
Oh, you said you're not going to go back and watch it?
No, I was like, I could, but I don't know where.
That was
I
with
thought
VCR.
I thought you meant you were watching it now.
I am still hurt from 1990. I haven't rewatched it. I'm
See,
still hurt
he's back
from
in the
93.
He's back in the VCR days where it had a cable to the remote to the VCR.
Okay, I'm not that old. The VCR had a cable to the TV, but with the remote never had a cable.
We had a cable.
My remote control card.
Yeah, my first one did. Yeah, all it did was pause. Yeah,
Pause
and that was
play.
it.
Because you were watching football film with the coaches. That's what they had, wasn't it?
Like a calm remote.
Yeah. All right. So the number 4 post-podcast thing to do, according to AI.
Number 4.
Eat a whole bag of chips and then feel guilty about it.
I did that today.
And the podcast wasn't even over yet.
So you ate a whole bag. What kind of chips were?
Well, not the whole bag, but it's the spicy nacho Doritos. Because when you go into Publix, they don't make the small size of it.
Why do you keep dropping companies that we?
Oh,
Thank you. Yeah.
my bad.
That's where
We went over this last week. So, but you went in and you went into a grocery store and you ate a whole bag. Did you at least pay for it before you ate?
She has a bad habit of that, not paying for certain items when she leaves Publix. It's been an issue that we've had to address.
Do we need to call the cops? I mean,
we might have to.
There probably was a police report filed.
Off of a $7 pumpkin.
All right, number 3.
Number 3.
You scroll through your social media and start to compare your life to everyone else's.
I do that every day.
Do you?
I do.
Do you feel like social media dictates your life and what you're going to do?
No, but it's like, I'm just like, man, I wish I was on a boat right now or something. And I see all these people, like, all these people don't have jobs or anything, and they just have all this money. Like
all
TikTokers.
They did was.
I'm just like, wow.
It's not real.
You know what? You know what they've done is I've been by yachts and stuff when I was like in San Diego, and you can see these yachts and these people, these influencers, quote unquote, they'll go over there and they'll stand next to that yacht and take a picture, have somebody take a picture like they're on it, and then they just walk off. It's all make believe.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Don't believe social media.
Your life is much better than theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I promise you.
Because you get to be with us.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
it. All right, number 2.
Number 2.
This one's a little morbid. Take a nap and hope you never wake up.
Oh, dang.
Dang, that one hit.
Hey, I'm not going to lie. I've been at a place before. I've been so tired that I was good with that. I'm so tired. I just want to lay down and sleep forever.
If I don't wake up, I'm okay with it.
Exhausted.
He's just accepted whatever fate comes after
I'm
that.
going to lay down on this couch or in this chair right here in my recliner, and if I wake up, that's great. If I don't, I'm good.
See, and I remember growing up, and I'd love to sleep, and my parents would come in. You can sleep when you're dead.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
really want to sleep now.
No.
I want to get some sleep in.
No, I don't want to sleep.
Really?
Listen, Kirk, I have a philosophy.
Kimber doesn't sleep.
No, I have a philosophy. From the moment you're born, most people are dying.
Sure.
Not Bradley. Bradley is living.
Oh, we know.
Laila, you shut up. Nobody cares about your social media perspective over here.
Is she your social media guru?
No, but
who's doing all those videos? And stuff?
He posted a video from 3 years ago on our Instagram.
You liked it though, didn't you?
I did.
I saw your daughter. It threw me off.
Yeah, start looking like none of those kids are playing anymore.
Is that Kimber's daughter? Right
And
there?
next
Is that
week,
Anna?
And next week we'll throw another one out there that's old, and the next week we'll throw another.
But I mean, you've had some new stuff this year too.
Oh yeah.
You said social media outlook. I didn't know.
See, we don't have like a photographer like y'all got. Like we have
We
one.
actually do.
We got one this year.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah.
I got lucky.
Where did you think?
We got so
Where did you think
off
the newest video
we
came
did.
from?
What's number 1?
That's what I'm about to hit. So number 1.
Number 1.
Stare at the wall and wonder why you're still here.
Ooh.
These are very.
They went dark on me.
Can I stare at the walk-on walls and just never leave?
I think so, and I think what they do is they bring us bread pudding. So that is our top 5, according to AI, what we're going to do after the podcast. Hey, we're going to take one more break, and then when we come back, we're going to close this out. This is our longest episode ever. You're listening to the Wingmen Podcast right here on PAS Plus.
Looking for James Clemens scores? Check out the latest results online at jcwingmen.net. The Wingmen will be right back.
Local sports are brought to you in part by Limestone County Commission Chairman Colin Daly. Visit the County Commission page at limestonecounty-al.gov to keep up with what's going on in the county and find out what ranks us in the top 5% in the state. You can also call Colin at 256-233-6400 or on his cell phone at 256-800-4544.
At Walk On Sports Bistro, our love for the game, community, and heart of a walk-on make you feel like family the moment you walk in. Wings, shrimp, and burgers made from scratch, wall-to-wall TVs, and signature drinks. Founded by 2 LSU walk-ons, Walk On Sports Bistro brings the cuisine, the culture, and the community to life. Always fun, never forced, and our doors are open to anyone. Walk On Sports Bistro, 8368 Highway 72 West in Madison. Walk On Sports Bistro.
Remember the days when you had that one mechanic you could count on time after time? At Madison Automotive, they believe that the key is building lasting relationships with their customers. Their experienced and certified technicians are passionate about providing high-quality services with honest communication and attention to detail. From routine maintenance to major repairs, Madison Automotive uses top-quality parts and state-of-the-art equipment to ensure your car receives the best care possible. Located at 9075 Madison Boulevard, call 256-772-0760. Madison Automotive.
If you're looking to make your business stand out, save yourself some time and make Apparel Lab in Madison your first call. Apparel Lab will help you grow your brand with custom t-shirts and hoodies using their unique direct-to-garment printing. Laser engraving can put your design on mugs and tumblers. Plus, they can help with custom-designed hats, stickers, banners, signs, decals, and much more. Apparel Lab. Call 344-4656 or visit them online at apparellab.inc and on Facebook and Instagram. Located in the Madison Mall Shopping Center on Old Madison Pike. Apparel Lab.
Whether you're an experienced golfer or a total beginner, Madison Golf Center has the largest, most up-to-date practice range in North Alabama, including a complete teaching center with the best and most experienced instructional staff available at your convenience. Madison Golf Center features the most complete driving range facility around, with a large grass tee area allowing for 100 hitting stations a day with a 14-day rotation. Open every day year-round and located at 401 Lime Quarry Road, between Walt Trina and Hughes Road. Madison Golf Center.
Are pests invading your home or business? Mosquitoes embedded on your property? Maybe excessive crawl space moisture has attracted unwanted visitors. Then call RedHawk Pest Control, offering residential and commercial pest control, mosquito and brown recluse management, stinging insect control, foundation vents, and many other services to North Alabama and Southern Tennessee. RedHawk aims to be more than just a service provider. They want to build a long-term relationship with each customer. Call RedHawk Pest Control at 256-975-8817. Visit them on Facebook or online at redhawkpestcontrol.com. PASnetwork.net. It's now your gateway to the Play Action Sports Network. Whether it's Play Action Sports coverage of school, youth, and amateur sports from Athens and Limestone County, or Calhoun basketball, James Clemens sports, and Applebee's tailgate talk via PAS Plus. PASnetwork.net. Follow the links to download apps to hear live streams and podcasts, enable Alexa skills, or listen live on your computer. Covering Athens and Limestone County area sports, PASnetwork.net.
You're flying with the Wingmen on PAS Plus.
Welcome back to the Wingmen Podcast right here on PAS Plus. Right here broadcasting live from Walk On Sports Bistro on Highway 72 in Madison as we start to wrap up episode number 15 of the Wingmen Podcast. Got a couple of things we want to go over and also got to give away something else, man.
We're giving stuff away.
Look, we just had some carrot cake for your birthday, Johnny,
really
and celebrating our 15th episode. And, you know, man, what a way to close out. What Lilly said, it tasted like Thanksgiving.
It does kind of have that little spice to it.
I like that. That's a great comparison, Lilly. I'm proud of you. She's just nodding her head.
She's a nodder.
She's a nodder.
She don't say too much.
That's okay. She giggles.
Makes me think of Cars. You ever watch that movie?
Cars?
We got a nodder. He's falling asleep.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
That's
watched
awesome.
that show too many times when my son was a kid.
So listen, we also have one more thing to give away tonight, and it's the last one of the year. It's our bucket and a bite. It's our bucket and a bite for jcwingmen.net, and everybody did was go online to jc.net and register their name for the bucket and bite. They get a gift card from Madison Golf Center. It's good for a bucket of balls and lunch at the grill, plus a Wingman t-shirt from Apparel Lab. So bucket and bite.
The Madison Golf Center, bucket and a bite.
So our bucket and bites winner tonight, Jason Allen. Jason, congratulations.
Way to go, Jason.
You are our final Madison Golf Center bucket and a bite gift card recipient from the Wingman podcast right here. And I want to thank you for listening and thank you for being a part of this with us each and every week and registering your name online at jcwingman.net. And we'll get this started back up next year when the podcast cranks back up. And you'll be sure to hear advertisements for that. But, this is something we haven't done in a while. We have not had someone from Walk-Ons join us in several weeks.
Now this one's like bittersweet because it's the last
I
one
know
for a
it
while.
is.
In all actuality, she's been with us for quite a few weeks.
And so we want to introduce to you the person that's really been taking care of us for how many weeks now, Emily?
At least 5.
At least 5 weeks. So Emily, so tell everybody your last name.
I'm Emily Blankenship.
Emily Blankenship, and Emily has been here at Walk-Ons and
she's become like our regular waitress.
Well, we become her regular, patrons.
Tuesday night customer.
We come in and the first thing she does is she looks at us and she's looking for the head nod on a couple of things. Yeah, I need that.
She
one.
knows exactly what we want.
Absolutely, and then she's like,
that's high level stuff.
She's given good recommendations on a couple of things, and again, we go back to the food, fantastic. So Emily, thank you for what you've done for us.
Definitely. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. So what's been your favorite part about serving us?
Y'all are very entertaining for sure. For sure. I love you guys. It has definitely been fun, and I love football anyway.
Yeah.
So talking to you guys about what I'm going through on my side, plus listening to y'all and what y'all have been accomplishing, and just laughing with y'all, cutting up, listening to y'all this podcast.
She got a son that's
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how big is he?
My son is 6'4". He's 230, and he plays for West Morgan.
And West Morgan's still in the playoff.
Oh, yeah.
Round 3 Friday.
They got a big game this Friday night. They took care of Madison Academy last week.
That was tough.
But the score did not indicate it.
It didn't, but they have a really good defense.
They do.
They have a good defense. They were giving our offense a little trouble.
Yeah.
But we definitely pulled through.
So what year's your son?
He's just a sophomore.
Holy cow.
I mean, dude, 6'4".
Does he like Carolina and Navy?
Because you cannot beat these color schemes.
Best color schemes ever.
He's that size. Coach McGee be drooling. Can I say that on the air? How about
that Coach McGee be drooling?
No, seriously though, it's you have all of the staff here, and you especially have really taken care of us for 15 weeks, and we just wanted to say thank you to you, and thank you to the management here, and to all the people here at Walk-Ons for everything that y'all have done for us, and being a major sponsor for the Wingmen podcast. So, just thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys. You've also taken care of me, so I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, I love listening to you guys cut up, and we have a good time while y'all are here. I hate that it's coming to an end, but I'll be glad when y'all pick back up after Thanksgiving.
Well, me too. Well, Emily Blankenship, thank you so much for what you do, and we look forward to being back here with you.
Definitely. Yeah. I can't wait for y'all to come back.
Awesome. Emily Blankenship.
Round of
applause for Emily. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, make sure you go on the social medias. You'll be able to see your picture on the Wingman podcast. Well, guys, as Emily takes exit stages left, that's pretty much going to do it.
Is that
for
a wrap?
I don't know, Tim. Is it a wrap? We're at 2 hours now for this podcast, which is my goal was to make this one the longest.
Well, we did it.
Accomplishment done.
Yep, I guess so.
Mission accomplished, right?
Dynamite drop in.
I'll tell you.
This was a special expanded edition.
It was an expanded edition. We had a couple things that are out of the ordinary. I mean, we had a birthday.
We did.
Which we're still celebrating with multiple
tomorrow.
pieces of cake.
I'm about to eat a second piece. No shame.
No, don't be shameful.
He's still enjoying it. And then we had, the Laila and gang. And then we had...
Lilly and Sayde.
We had... well, here's the thing. Laila just has a gang wherever she's got like an entourage, and it could be different ones every time.
Yeah,
you know
those people from Louisiana.
Yeah,
you got to watch out for them.
You got to be careful. They're probably just keeping an eye on her more than anything. Then we had our Top Flight Award winner finale. That was cool. And so, what do you call it? Expanded.
Yeah. Did you
expanded
when you came in tonight? Were ghost rats or Sasquatch?
Never heard of ghost rats, and I've never known anybody who got rid of Sasquatch with a fly swatter.
Yeah, well, we now know.
Or a ghost box.
That's gold.
That's still, man. That owns.
Props to him for being able to just
come up with. He helped that lady
on the fly.
Instead of just thinking, "Hey, lady, you're crazy.
You're crazy. I'm leaving." Yeah.
Like, here, ma'am, take this ghost box and catch your ghost rats.
Yeah.
That's customer service.
Oh no, he sounds like. Look, hey, listen. Just meeting him and listening to him, I know who my pest control contract is going to be through.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, that's hands down.
Do
you want true individualized personal care? That RedHawk Pest Control is where you need to be.
There you go.
And the guy seems like he really cares not just about business, but he cares about people. Otherwise, he wouldn't take
and
that
the community.
time. And the community as well.
And I'm not going to express my frustration for not winning. But,
the fact that Miss Miller,
Allison
Miller won after it was so, we worked so hard to get her here.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Kirk is hurt, but I'm so fired up for Miss Miller.
I am too.
Whatever.
I mean,
we may announce that at school tomorrow.
Let's text Donaldson now.
Dr.
He'll put it on
He'll
the
take care of it.
Yeah.
He'll make that happen. You should get Laila to announce it.
Laila, you want to do announcements in the morning?
Yeah. Of course she does. Of course she does. Well,
Laila. I do. In my head, I constantly
sing that song.
Sing the chorus of Laila. But the best part of that song is when the whole tune changes and it just becomes like a whole different song at the end.
Yeah, where it just kind of goes off into the little,
kind of like our podcast.
Exactly like that.
The podcast.
But I love that. I love that part about that song.
Well, Johnny, Brad, a couple weeks ago we finished the football season, but we knew we had at least 2 weeks left of the podcast.
Yeah,
because we're not quitters.
We're not quitters,
we're committed.
I want to thank you guys for doing this, and all of us. And Tim, thanks for putting this podcast together. Thank you for reaching out to all of our sponsors and getting them on board.
This was his brainchild.
This was his brainchild.
He tries to blame me.
He does. He does blame you. He does blame you a little bit.
Well, I mean,
did you come up with this?
Well, Tim says that I threw it out there during either a baseball broadcast or a tailgate talk or something, and I vaguely remember saying, we should just do a podcast.
It had kind of crossed my mind maybe a year or so ago, but then whenever you mentioned it, I was like, okay, we need to do
Game on.
So.
That's what I do, Tim. I inspire people.
He's an idea guy.
I'm not a very good executor, but I got good ideas.
That's what you got Tim for. Same reason I got TJ and Brett.
That's it. Well, thanks to all of our RedHawk Top Flight Award winners.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of our Bucket and Bites winners. Thank you to all of our guests over the course of the 15 weeks. We truly appreciate you guys being in attendance and being a part of this and listening online. And
those that have come out here at Walk-Ons and hung out.
Oh yeah,
hung out with us.
Quite a few over our time here.
And it's just been a phenomenal experience, and I'm looking forward to season 2 of the podcast, which starts. We'll let you know.
I hope we're invited back.
Wow, I hope we're invited back.
Well, in between these live episodes, we're still going to post like weekly updates, James Clemens updates, and things like that, just to kind of keep
everybody.
When is the Oz? When is the next podcast? Like, you think in January? What do you
I don't know. Like I said, I was hoping to maybe squeeze one in December, but if it's January, we'll just kind of go over some dates.
We could talk about doing something in December before Christmas. Maybe, we've got I know the things that we've talked about is doing maybe like a media day or something next spring for spring football and baseball and softball and all of the sports that are going on. You got track and all of that. So. There's a lot of things we can do in the spring. So we can,
even if it's like we talk about like once a month, even given a date or something.
And then maybe,
and it may not be on a Tuesday night. I mean, it just depends on.
Well, we play a lot.
We play a lot of Tuesdays.
I would like, and I know this would be probably pretty difficult for Coach McGee, but I'd like to at least get as many seniors and try to cycle them through in about an hour and a half. Talk to them a little bit. I don't know, from the football team.
They had 30 seniors.
I know. That's why I'm saying that might be a little tough. But
and you could probably get the softball seniors on pretty easily.
Once or twice or 3 times.
I've interviewed her 3 times. No, it's been great.
But, hey, sit down. I dare you. Sit down in a long format conversation with this one.
She just starts giggling, man.
That's what you're going to get for 30 of those minutes.
That's awesome. Well, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us. That's a wrap, and it's another episode in the books, episode number 15. Hey, remember, confidence is always key, and every guy deserves a wingman. Follow us on social media accounts, leave a review, and until next time, for Lone Star, for Homebrew, for Oz and Stretch, I'm your captain. Thanks for listening in. Keep flying high, and as always, thanks for listening to the Wingmen podcast of PAS+. And as always, what do we say? Go Jets.
Go Jets.
Thanks for listening to The Wingmen. Check out the archives online at jcwingmen.net or on your favorite podcast platform. Your hosts have been Kirk Pierce, Coach Johnny Johnson, and Coach Brad Kimbrough. Theme music by Jordan Lambert and Sean Lovell. Join us again next time for The Wingmen. And go Jets.